Tonight we're going to talk about, well, you know what it is, what we've been reading for the past 10, 11 weeks. Jnana Yoga by Swami Vivekananda, the path of knowledge. For those who may just tune in and just see this, this is the path of knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the self. We always heard knowledge of self, knowledge of self, knowledge of self. What is that knowledge of self? This is it right here. But in Vedanta, they call the self. It's not knowledge of just self, it's knowledge of the self. The self, what they call that is Atman. What is Atman? It is pure unconditioned consciousness. But in the terms when we are referring to what they call the jiva, the sentient individual, when I say Atman, I'm Atman, you are Atman. But when we talk about it in the sense of the one reality that pervades all reality, that is reality itself, is called Brahman. So that's what we're getting into tonight. We picking up on this chapter is called the Atman, its bondage and freedom. Is the soul bound? Huh? Is the soul bound? Is your soul trapped? Is your soul suffering? Can the soul be trapped? Can the soul suffer? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? I'm posting this in the Discord group. If you're not part of the Discord, sign up for the email list, which is in the description as of right now. You can go to that get added to the Discord by going into that description and sign up for the email list. So let a couple people get in here right now. I'm gonna drop this link in the Discord, let everybody know we live. We are live, y'all. Today we talking about the soul. Today we talking about the soul. Today we talking about the soul. Is your soul liberated, brother? Are you here for liberation, brother? Hey, I'm not even gonna entertain that comment. Is your soul here for liberation, brother? Do you want liberation, brother? It's time to get liberated, brothers. It's time to get liberated. Time to get liberated. We here for talking about the soul and liberation, y'all. Cool TGS, real cosmic P pusher standing on it at all time. If y'all here, hit that like button. I see how many we got 46 people here. Hit that like button. We finna get into this real deal spiritual shit. None of that whoop the whoop, whoop the hoop, whoop the whoop. That shit, what Trav be saying, that shit you cannot get at McDonald's. That shit you will not get at Amazon. Straightforward. Straightforward. We getting straightforward. We getting down to it. Columinary. Oh, luminary, my God. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What is that elephant behind you? That elephant behind me? If I was you, I would screenshot it and see what ChatGPT tell you. But I tell you, that's Lord Ganesh, the king of the elementals. What's happening, Hasaja? Hasaja, Hasadia, Hasadia, Hasadia. What's happening, love? What's happening? What's happening? Y'all, we are in here. Tonight, we finna get down to it. Is your soul, is your soul, is your soul trapped? Is your soul suffering? Is your soul suffering? Hangman, whatever the fuck. What's happening? Lives in India? I don't live in India. He said this is more hilarious than the Hebrew Israelites. But we ain't even started, boy. Stick around so you can have a good laugh, okay? Please stick around so you can have a great laugh. Stick around and hit the dislike button too. So, like I said, tonight we're gonna get into talking about the soul. What is the soul? Y'all know what we did last weekend, right? Puff Daddy from T Moon. We spoke about immortality, right? That's what we're getting into today, Gardener of Eden. What's your definition of the soul? Some systems gonna say the soul is that which is infinite and unchanging and untouched, untethered to anything. And some people gonna say that the soul is temporary. So I am speaking about the soul of that which is everlasting. Some people say the spirit is everlasting. I don't get confused and get caught up inside like trying to battle which one is which. I just pay attention to the definition of which term or which that term is being used. And if that term is being used as the description is, I appreciate you, but I'm gonna give it to you. But if that term is being used in description of that which is eternal, I'm gonna say that's the soul. But another sister may be saying the spirit is that which is eternal and does not die. Bet, cool. I can rock with that if that's the termination that they're using for that word. You see what I'm saying? So I don't, me personally, I won't battle back and forth with like, hey, you know what? No, that ain't the soul. The soul is eternal. The spirit ain't eternal. But I use the commonality of saying the soul is the one that's eternal. So we talking about the eternal here, right? So appreciate you for Garden of Eden for even slapping that in there. Let's see. He lights it on fire in his kitchen for antibacterial. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, bro. I'm reading the Gita commentary, and the writer speaks of worshiping cow dung, bro. Okay, we don't worship cow dung over here, honestly, and I haven't seen that in the Bhagavad Gita. Honestly, I haven't been the same since I finished the last chapter you did. I'm not saying reality the same. That's what's up, cool. That's what's up, cool. That's what this shit is about right here. Not seeing reality the same once this certain type of shit is put into effect. That's what we talking about. That's what we talking about, cool. We finna get into it tonight. Americans are hilarious, bro. You wear an Egyptian symbol while worshiping a hermaphrodite elephant laughing aloud. What the fuck? What do you think this shit means, bro? What do you think this shit means, bro? All this shit is my shit. What are you talking about? There's nothing. See, this is a rookie here, and I'm gonna just be 100 with you. You are a rookie. That means you ain't you probably stuck in you thinking. I don't even get into that shit, bro. I ain't even gonna get into it. Over here, we own some shit. We own some shit. I don't know what type of shit you on. Nobody real broadcast now. Be sure to like and share and subscribe, everyone. Your support is appreciated. Who is nobody really? CS. I appreciate that though. That's love. That's love though. That's not an elephant. That's an Indian god. And then even then, this is an illusion. This is an illusion. It's not an elephant god sitting somewhere. Maybe the other guy thinks that my yacht, nigga, I got my yacht over here too. You see my yacht? There go my yacht for you. You want to see some my yacht? There goes some my yacht for you if you want to see some my yacht. Like what you think she's a woman sitting in the sky or something with some wings and a nice set of breasts, nigga? No. You think he's an elephant sitting somewhere with it? Come on, bro. These are principles. These are cosmic principles. This is a principle around my neck. What are you talking about? These are principles. Does an Egyptian symbol? I feel like playing today. Does the Egyptian symbol? Does Egyptian? This predates Egypt. If you really want to be straightforward. And why you calling it Egypt? Why you ain't calling it Kemet, brother? Bro thinks Egyptians are blacks. Okay. So we know who AKM Hangman is, but stick around. Tyrone say the head is dope. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, bro. Oh no, I'm not from LA. Not from LA. I'm from the South, baby. I'm from Tennessee, dog. From Tennessee, dog. From Tennessee. You know, we rock hats that match the fits. We ain't LA gang banging, even though I come. That's another story. Yeah, Hangman is like, I don't know what's up with Hangman. All right, y'all. That's Ganesh behind me, Lord Ganesh. That's Lord Ganesh, the obstacle remover, inner obstacle placer, the one that places hats. I mean, places hats, places what's the name? It's Kim, not Kimet. Well, thank you for correcting me. We have moved beyond Kemet. We have studied Kemet down to his dirty draws. Now that we understand that the Kemetics end up going into India and they end up bringing the pre-dynastics before the dynastics. Rose of Flame, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? You can keep saying they got Indian, I mean, Pharaoh. Who cares about what blood they got, bro? Who cares about what DNA they got, bro? We're talking about the soul. You talking about some human shit. If you want to do human shit, this is not the place for you. AKM, hangman. You might want to hang yourself with that rope, brother. Not literally. Not literally. All right. So we finna get into the Atman. Last week we went over immortality and what that consists of. So what we'll do is go over a little bit of what we got from the chapter, key concepts. Um, let's see what he talk about here. Swami Vivekananda. So if you are a part of the email list and inside the Discord, I like to give out study guides after we read a chapter. So you'll get a study guide tonight. Okay. So this is what we do. We get it's so many people coming in and commenting. God damn it, I can't keep up. So let's pull this shit up on the screen on this one. All right. So with that being said, we know we do the AKM. Hey bro, you is a good ass troller. I can't lie to you. You a good ass troller. But we do the what do we call it? The study guides. So we like to go over the study guides. Let's see what Coop TGS just said. Hey, any of my moderators in here, I need y'all to be moderators. If somebody just keep just doing some lame shit, I ain't gonna be able to keep up. I need y'all to moderate and kick somebody ass out if they just doing too much shit. Coop TGS said in the last chapter, Vivekananda say even birth and death are illusions. That's type shit we talking about. We ain't talking about Indians and German DNA or whatever DNA. I can't stop thinking about that. I can imagine what else he has to say. Tonight, oh, we finna get into it, bro. We finna get into it. We finna get into it. Yup, get his ass on up out of here, Rose of Flame. What's good? Sean B said the haters can't stop the real. That's what I'm talking about. And I have not tried the Diddy burgers. I don't know what's going on today. They come in this motherfucker talking shit. Birth and death is an illusion, period. All right, but that's up to you if you have that understanding. So let's get into it. I can't keep reading the comments. We'll be here all night. So let's read the top part of the study guide. Swami Vivekananda explores immortality, not as a continuation of the body or mind. So we're not talking about the body and the mind. So a person who would say death and immortality is death is an illusion, or life and death is an illusion. They're talking about the body and the mind. It's not that when they say it's not an illusion, they're talking about the body and the mind. Yes, the body dies, duh, right? Yes, the mind dissipates, duh. But what does not dissipate? What we understand to be pure unconditioned consciousness, the pure cosmic peace, is what we're talking about over here. So those that don't know, this is your first time, stick around. Maybe you can get something different than what you have learned before. If you can't, then that's understood. We don't judge you, but you come in talking bullshit, they get your ass up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So if you're just here to disagree and just do that shit, sometimes I entertain it, but God damn it, we really here learning some shit and learning the true knowledge of self here. That's what we're talking about. So the continuation of the body or the mind is not eternal. But as the eternal, unchanging nature of the self, which is called Atman, which is the name of this chapter today. Atman, the bondage and freedom, the unchanging nature of the Atman. The Atman doesn't change. Why? Because it's consciousness. If you haven't watched my video, go onto my page. We have the video called The Dark Veil Lifted, the truth about the soul. When I say the soul, I mean that part of you that is infinite. Matter of fact, that's the only part of you that is real. We can take it back to for hangman who may be hanging around, we taking it back to the 42 laws of my eye. I have not sinned, I have not stolen, I have not covered another man's wife, I have not lied. Obviously, we have the human body and the mind has done all of that. But the real you has not. What's the real you? The self, the Atman, that infinite aspect. All right? Rosa Flame getting that ass up out of here. Gary said, call ICE and deport your ass. Hey, let them talk a little bit of shit, Rosa Flame. Let them talk a little bit of shit. If it just get just get too much, if it just get too much, bro. Garden of Eden, that's right. The self remains innocent. It's only the observer. It's only the observer. That's it. It has no judgment. Yeah, let him do a little bit of bullshit talking. But if it come too much, I know you got it, bro. I know you got it. Let's see here. He dismantles superficial concepts of death and persistent and asserts that only the self, which is beyond birth and death and change, is truly immortal. That's what we call in soul. That's what we call in pure, unconditioned consciousness. That's what we call in Brahmin. That's what we call in of the Egyptian pantheon, Nu or Noon, pure chaos. That's what we call in the tradition of the tree of life or the Kabbalah. That's what we call Ain Sof and Ain Sofar, where everything appears within it. Y'all know like I told you, I'm gonna keep pushing this P of pure unconditioned consciousness because that's all there is that exists. Nothing exists outside of your consciousness. Like I told y'all before, we get a materialistic understanding of consciousness, which is why we don't even know that consciousness is the ultimate reality. Because we think, oh, I need to raise my consciousness, or I go in and out of consciousness when I go into deep sleep and I wake up, or if I go into anesthesia and wake up. No, consciousness is always there. Other than that, how would you know that you did not have dreams in your sleep? How would you know that you were unconscious when you wake up? How would you know? That pure knowing is the Atman, is the soul. The mind shuts off at deep sleep, but the mind is going in regular sleep. That's how you projecting your reality into your dream. That's how you creating your dream. And obviously that mind in consciousness, and consciousness is aware through all of this. Consciousness is the observer of all of this, that knows all of this is going on. Deep sleep, dreaming sleep, in the awakened state, like you are right here, right now. The world also exists without your mind, without your or mind conscious. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't read your statement right, but that's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying, I believe, if I read your statement right. Consciousness is the ultimate reality. And no, dreaming is not relevant to only humans. They've already proved that the dog, you can look at it and tell a dog having a dream when it's asleep. So that's not true. All right. Key concepts. Most people fear death because they mistakenly equate the self with the body and mind. The body is constantly changing. So is the mind. So what truly persists? So what truly is continuing? Hit that like button, y'all. What's truly continuing? What's truly continuing through no matter what? We know your mind changes. How we know the mind changes? Because your mind has different thoughts, has different emotions. Your body changes because you come from a kid to a teenager to an adult to an old person, then death. So we know the mind and the body is constantly changing. But what is that one thing that's always aware of those things that are changing? We call that the self. That's why we're talking about knowledge of self. The self notices all the changes. The self notices all the changes. Every change that can ever happen is happening within the self. It's happening within consciousness, what they call Brahman. It's in all spiritual systems. Look at that God that never manifested, or hey, fuck it, for that matter, Shiva. So for those that are just joining that haven't seen it, I've seen you on Jerkmate. He said I see you on Jerkmate. Hey, I can't even lie, that was a good one. So, hey, that sounds like some trolling shit I say, bro. Hey, that was a good one. I'm glad Rosa Flame ain't kick your ass out for saying that shit. Uh, so yeah, we getting to understand. We getting an understanding of the soul, bro. Damn, that made me lose my train of thought. Damn, that was a good one. So what truly persists through all of these? What's aware of all of these? Like I told y'all, we have a materialistic understanding by the way that we've been educated about consciousness. But there is ancient texts and ancient spiritual systems that actually give a more defined aspect of consciousness. If y'all look it up, you can Google it right now. It's something called the hard problem of consciousness. And I gave you the book that you can go read. This is an atheist. This guy's the atheist speaking on this. But even he, now like I tell y'all, atheists speak with pure logic and pure intellect. So it's very easy to get people who only think on logical and pure intellect aspects. People who think on pure logic and intellect won't be able to grasp the concept that all is consciousness. They won't be able to grasp it. But even he, an atheist, spoke about how science, he's a scientist, a neurosurgeon, a neuroscientist, or something like that, and a philosopher. It says it right here. So, and he talks about the problems of philosophy, spiritual philosophies, and all of that type shit, right? So, and he's speaking on how he can't deny that they can't explain how consciousness, what consciousness is, because they gonna tell you consciousness. I just posted a new article that came out about how consciousness is only it comes from the brain. At first they used to say the pineal gland, now they saying the thalamus gland, and now they saying this and this and that. They keep trying to make consciousness come out of material, but that don't make sense. That'll send me down a rabbit hole. I'd rather not go into it. You can read this or stick around, watch this YouTube video, or go back and watch my video called The Dark Veil Lifted. It's 6 hours of nothing but scholarship and straight experience and high level understanding of this occult and spiritual shit. It even talks about it in the Bible. See somebody saying something about the Bible. There we go, Jim Burke. Consciousness is the soul, right? So you're only getting that if you tapping into some non-dual shit. It makes sense. It's the brain. It's in the brain or maybe the spine too. Oh damn, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Okay, but here we go. All right. So which does not change, which does not die, that which dies must have been born, and what is born must die. The Atman is the witness of all change, but is itself unchanging. We say my body, my mind, clearly showing that we are not these. So how am I going to say this is my body and my mind? So what is that that's saying this is mine? Think about what I'm saying. What is that saying this is mine? Because I can say this is my cup. So what does that mean? This cup is separate from me. Listen to me. This is my body. This is my life. This is my mind. This is my emotions. This is my personality. This is my YouTube. What does that mean? The my or the I that we referring to is different than the thing that we're referring to. So you know you're not the body. So you got to know you're not the mind. Then we go through the waking meditation of the seer and the seen cannot be the same thing. The seer and the seen cannot be the same thing. I am seeing this remote, and it cannot be the seer from my first person view perspective. You are seeing me. You cannot be me. You cannot see me from my first person perspective. I cannot see you from your first person perspective. If you look down at your hands right now, we can all look down at our hands, right? And the way that you see and the way that you experience your hands, it's only yours. That's consciousness. That's your personal consciousness. Even though that's an illusion, it's not even personal, but that's your personal firsthand perception. But everybody can do it if you got hands. If you don't, you got feet. If you don't, you got something that you can look down at. We can all look down at it and report back a different experience. But we will have one underlying experience. It will be a first person experience. That right there, what is that? That right there is what? Consciousness. Pure unconditioned consciousness. We're not talking about how the earth was created today. And I ain't even being a smart ass, but that's not what we on today. We can't get past that. We can't get into that. The Atman is the witness of all. I am a true experience if you know what I mean. I am true experience. That's what, yes, you are experience itself. You are existence itself, which is consciousness. Think about it. Nothing can exist outside of consciousness. That's why they call consciousness Sat Chit Ananda. Existence, consciousness, bliss. It is existence. And it's easier if you can refer it back to Ain Sof and Ain Sofar if you study the tree of life, right? Let's see what Garden of Eden say. Yes, that's why we can tap into others' individual consciousness because they are not actually individual at all. Damn, that's a good way to look at that. I ain't think about that Garden of Eden. Okay, okay. But I would even check that because see, we can tap into consciousness. See, okay. See, that would be tapping more into the mind, right? But let me speak on why I say it's a little different, right? Because your personal first person experience, nobody knows what it's like to be you. Like they get into that book as well. Nobody knows the first person experience of what it's like to be a dog. Nobody knows the first person experience of what it's like to be. Appreciate the subscription. Nobody knows what the first person experience it is like to be me. Nobody knows what it is like to be you. Like literally, like what it's like to be you. Yeah, I can eat the same hot dog that you ate, but my experience still gonna be different. Yeah, I can drink the same bottle of water you drunk, but my experience still gonna be different. So that first person experience is still gonna be different. But that underlying of what gives first person experience, which is consciousness, that's the underlying total thing. Now, so we can tap into what other people are saying. Let's say what they say the CIA do, um, well, they can view you. They can view you. What do they call that shit? Um yeah, post a comment up under my videos. But okay, see, when we talking about first, see, this is still the mind. This is what they call reflected consciousness. So the reflected consciousness is the mind. But when we get to talking about Atman and Brahman, we're talking about pure, unconditioned consciousness in general. See, when we get to talking about first person, that's something totally different. See, let's say you get on that psychic level where you can see someone's first person experience, but you won't have that experience. It's like wearing your glasses. It's like wearing them AI meta glasses. You can see from that first person experience, but you still won't have the same experience as that person from being that person. You won't be able to do it. Does that make sense? Peace, my Gnosis. Hold up. Have you found any other authors who write like Vivekananda? He really clearly explains the essence of Vedanta that clicks. Hey, Coop, you on the Discord? I got you. Hit me up in the Discord. I got you. But now, on Garden of Eden, don't feel like I'm coming at you on that level. I'm just trying to do a better way of explaining pure unconditioned consciousness from reflected consciousness, which would be the mind. You probably ain't even take it like that. I just want to make sure because I don't know if you've been on my channel before, so I don't want to make nobody feel like that, especially if you really on here on the channel on some real shit. Okay, yeah, okay, bet. Okay, so it's really time to get into the chapter. Fuck all that. Hold up, y'all. Y'all let me know if that's showing clear, and if y'all can hear me clear, and we gonna go on and hop into it. Like I said, if you have not hit that like button, I also want to say, if you have not joined the Discord, inside the description, we got the Discord, we got the link for you to join the email list, and where we will shoot you the Discord link. And then I'm gonna drop that shit in a okay. Go ahead and say we clear. Then I'm gonna drop the email, what is this shit called, bro? Alright, here we go. Email list. Drop the email list link inside the chat and pin it. All right, so it's pinned in that motherfucker. We can goddamn do what it do. I'm gonna make it do what it do. So if you're just joining, welcome to Occult Sunday Services. Today we get in some of that shit. We get in some of that shit that needs to be heard. We talking about the soul. We talking about the self. True knowledge of self. Is your soul bound? Is your soul suffering? Can it suffer? Will it ever suffer? Who told you your soul was suffering? Who told you that you feel anything in your goddamn soul? I'm here to tell you that they're wrong. If they are referring to the soul as that part of you that is infinite and unchanging and cannot be destroyed. Some people may use it as spirit. Some people may talk about it as shit. Some people may talk about it as spirit. And if they saying that is infinite and unchanging, then you know that infinite and unchanging aspect does not suffer. All right. This ain't no religion here, my brother. We ain't doing religion here in a common context. But this school of knowledge, a school of thought right here that we're reading from is called Advaita Vedanta. It means non-dual studies of Vedic information. Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita. Shit. And this is not your style, then I understand. I understand. This is for advanced occult people, but we do not turn around newbies or anybody who's open to learning something new. We turn nobody around. Let me get my highlighter, y'all. Hold up. All right. They say it's clear we good. Let's start off. According to Advaita philosophy, there is only one thing real in the universe, which it calls Brahman. You see that? There's only one thing real in the universe, which it calls Brahman. Everything else is unreal, manifested and manufactured from Brahman by the power of Maya. That's very key. You need to understand. You need to understand what Maya actually is. It's not even different from Brahman. Like I like to give the example of a fire. What comes with the fire? What comes with the fire? Automatically, what comes with the fire is heat. So what comes with pure unconditioned consciousness? Automatically is going to come Maya. Maya is like the lens through which the movie is being projected. What's the movie? Manifest reality. Every universe you can think of, every dimension you can think of, and everything within it. Leave nothing out. All of that is a projection from consciousness. Pure unconditioned consciousness is reality itself. You cannot give one experience of one thing that you can ever that can ever exist or don't exist outside of your consciousness. Think about it right now. Think about a creature you never fucking seen. Once you if you thinking about it, guess what you're doing it? You're doing it in awareness. You're doing it in consciousness. Your dreams, you're doing it in consciousness. Deep sleep, you're doing it in consciousness. The waking world, you're doing it in consciousness. Everything exists in consciousness. If consciousness is not there, nothing will exist. So existence itself is consciousness, also called Brahman. Light casts a shadow. Brahman brings Maya. Come on, now let's get to it. To reach back to Brahman is our goal. To reach back to comment, to reach back to Brahman is our goal. We are each one of us that Brahman, that reality plus Maya. Maya gives you the illusion that you are the mind, that you are this person who's been through suffering, this person who is, oh, I don't like to wear my hats like that, I wear my hats like this. I don't like my hair like that, I like my hair like this. Oh, I don't like girls like that. Oh, I don't like guys like that. Oh, I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Maya gives you that illusion of you thinking you something that this human. Or hey man, let me not, because we just in the first fucking sentence. If we can get rid of this Maya, our ignorance, then we can become what we really are. According to this philosophy, each man consists of three parts. Oh, I ain't even got to explain too much. He finna do it. Each man consists of three parts: the body, the eternal organ or mind, and behind that, what is called the Atman, the self. The body is the eternal coding. The body is the external coding, and the mind is the internal coding. Do you hear that? The body is the external coding, and the mind is the internal coding of the Atman. So, what is he saying here? No, I'm not a Brahmin. I don't belong to any caste system. The hell? I am Brahmin. I'm not a Brahmin. I am Brahmin. What are you talking about, Brother Brando? Saying about no caste system? Hold up, I gotta get another pen. I don't like that pen. Here we go. Here goes a pen. I ain't part of no caste system, my brother. That's it. Garden, Garden of Eden. You've been tapping into some things. You know what's happening here. Exactly what Garden of Eden said. It's here. The Atman is the own. Oh, the body is the external coding, and the mind is the internal coding of the Atman. Who is the real perceiver? Atman, which is the real perceiver, the real enjoyer, the real being in the body, who works the body by means of the internal organ or mind. Ain't no point in explaining that. I think that was straightforward. The Atman is the only reality in the human body and is immaterial. Because it is immaterial, it cannot be a compound. You hear that? Because it is immaterial, it cannot be compound. What does he mean by that? Because everything in the material is made upon compounds. How do we know that? We got the five senses, or my bad, let's switch over. Five senses relate to the five elements. Akash, or ether, whichever the fuck you want to call it, air, fire, water, and earth. They are all compounded together to create the reality that you see. Your mind is a compound of air, Akash, air, water, earth, and fire. Everything is a compound of that on the subtle level, not the gross level, not just pure fire that burns your hand. We're talking about on a subtle level, expansion, contraction, breaking down, building up. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Garden of Eden. Gardener of Eden. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah. I'm pushing this hard. Been pushing this hard for a little, not a little minute, but long enough, goddamn it. Long enough. So this is what we on over here. I appreciate you subscribing, bro. Appreciate it. Home girl. I don't know. My bad. I can't see your face. I hate to call somebody what they not, but forgive me for that. The Atman is the only reality in the human body and is immaterial. Because it is immaterial, it cannot be a compound. And because it is not a compound, it does not obey the law of cause and effect. What did he just tell you? You are beyond karma. It's more than just saying karma is not real. Based upon what principles? Do you understand that? Based upon what principles do you understand that if you're gonna run around here talking about karma is not real? How you gonna say karma ain't real? Then you run around here talking about you trying to manifest something. What? You saying cause and effect is not real, but you doing rituals and trying to manifest a certain type of life of reality? Or you trying to put hexes on people? What's the fucking point of being spiritual if cause and effect ain't real? That's some loony shit. I be hearing people saying that shit. That's some real loony shit. Cause and effect ain't real. Karma ain't real. Okay, what the fuck are you talking about? The only way karma is not real if you start to identify with pure consciousness. But people are not identifying with that. Oh, I'm Moorish. Oh, I'm a witch. Oh, I'm a occultist. Oh, I'm a goddamn Polero. I'm a Brahmin. I'm a goddamn whatever the fuck you trying to say you are. You still identifying from the body mind level. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? All of that is identifying from the body mind level. Obviously, you use your body and mind here, but we're talking about where's your level of identification placed. Are you placed in pure unconditioned consciousness, which sits outside of time, space, and cause and effect? Or are you placing yourself as whatever? I'm black, I'm white, I'm green, I'm blue, I'm a spiritualist, I'm whatever, I'm dark side, light side, love and light. That don't make sense. No code AR said he been trying to manifest $1 million for a few years and it's not working. That means you probably don't really believe in it, or maybe it's not inside of your cause and effect. Maybe you ain't doing the cause and effect right. What did he say? Here we go right here, and then here we go right here. Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna read it. Read what the Garden of Eden said, and I'm gonna continue reading. Okay, it cannot be a compound, and because it is not a compound, it does not obey the law of cause and effect, and so it is immortal. That which is immortal can have no beginning, because everything with a beginning must have an end. Do you hear what he's saying? That which is immortal can have no beginning, because everything with a beginning must have an end. I'm going to read that again. That which is immortal can have no beginning, because everything with a beginning must have an end. Beyond time. You are beyond time. And really, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Go no code AR. He just gave you some gems, like real simple gems. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell you to stop trying to manifest it, but if you're doing it and it ain't working, that means try another way, bro. Or sis, I don't know if you're a woman or a man or no gender. I don't know. That means you ain't doing it the right way. That's all. Or maybe it's something else that you're looking for. You looking for something to be fulfilled with that money. And once you find out what that really is, you won't be looking for that $1 million no more. And maybe that's when that $1 million drop in your lap. I just gave you some gems. I don't care. I don't know. Maybe nobody likes what I said, but it's okay. Yeah, cool TGS. It's in the description. I got the Cash App in the description, brother. I appreciate that. Oh damn. Ross says, Bobby said that too. We are beyond time. Earth, Wind, and Fire said that shit too. Every man is walking time. We are beyond it. We don't, there was no beginning to us, so there can be no end. There's no end to us, or maybe the million could be your demise. You see what I'm saying? Now you're thinking outside of the box. I'm not saying it's exactly that, but now you're thinking outside of the box. So work with what you got. Fulfill whatever you're trying to fulfill with what you got. See, this right here is about fulfillment. What's fulfillment? If you know you are pure existence itself, what the fuck could you want? What the fuck could you have that's going to bring you fulfillment? If you know you are the Atman. Think about that. If you know nothing exists outside of you. See, and we're not talking about some old mystical, oh, nothing exists outside of me. No, we're talking about literally. We just walk through the stages and steps of nothing exists outside of consciousness. On the Dark Veil Lifted video, we walk through a waking meditation that takes you all the way back to consciousness. This ain't the time or the place to do it because it'll take too much time. There's nothing you can want because you got every goddamn thing. Everything only exists because of you. Where you gonna go? If all is part, if all is a projection from Brahman, which you are, if this is your dream, what are we talking about? What can you want in your dream? If the only things that can exist in your dream can come from you, what is there for you? The body and mind may feel like it's insufficient, but like I said, that's the level of the intellect. That's the level of logic. Oh man, look now. Oh no, cold AR is a damn Jesus. Okay, Jesus can be king if that's what you want. If that's what you want. Oh yeah, hell yeah, era. Beyond time. Let's read that again. And so it is immortal. So it is immortal. That which is immortal can have no beginning, because everything with a beginning must have an end. It also follows that it must be formless, right? This is chaos. Now we're talking about chaos, all right? Formless. Brahman literally means the vast, which is the same description that you'll get if you get the proper description of chaos. It's formless, but everything has forms, comes from it. It also follows that it must be formless. There cannot be any form without matter. Further, everything that has form must have a beginning. Listen. Everything that has form has a beginning and an end. Hold up. Damn, is that showing? Hold up, y'all. See, now Rose of Flame, I don't know if he bullshit or not. I don't know if he bullshit or not. Let's continue. You can control your dream if somewhat. Yeah. It ain't even somewhat. You controlling it. You controlling this dream effortlessly. See, that's the thing. We don't believe we in control. That's the problem. We don't believe we in control. Pure consciousness is in control because that's the only thing that exists, and that's all that you are. You've always been in control. You'll never not be in control. Only thing that'll change is you coming into realization that you are in control. Okay, we have we have none we have none of us seen a form which had no beginning and will have no end. Think about that. Anything that has a form, you know that it ends. A tree ends, a boulder ends, a puddle of water ends, a body ends, a body ends, a pen ends, my vape ends, this YouTube stream will end. All right? A form comes out of a combination of force and matter. This chair has a peculiar form, that is to say, a certain quantity of matter is acted upon by a certain amount of force and made to assume a particular shape. The shape is the result of a combination of matter and force. The combination cannot be eternal. There must come to every combination a time when it dissolves. So all forms, listen, everything that has a shape and a form must all come to an end. And we know our body will perish. It had a beginning and it will have an end. But the self, having no form, cannot have a beginning and an end. It has existed for an infinite time. All right? Hope y'all listening. All right? Secondly, it must be all pervading. Now we finna get into some shit. I think when I first got this book, this is the only chapter that I actually read, y'all. So every other chapter that we've been reading, that was my first time reading. I think this is the only chapter that I ever read. So, all right, we know that our body will perish. It had a beginning and it will have an end. But the self having no form cannot have any beginning and end. It has existed for an infinite time. Secondly, it must be all pervading. It is only form that is conditioned and limited by space. I think y'all need to understand that. Your mind is form. Your mind is form. Consciousness is not form. Tell me how you can grab some consciousness and fold it and mold it. Now you can get, maybe you can't physically grab a mind, but you can mold the mind. But what's happening? What's still there when you mold in a mind? Consciousness. Something is still there that's aware of that mind being changed and molded. Is this making sense? Consciousness, there's nothing that can be done to consciousness. So, according, okay, it is form that is conditioned and limited by space. That which is formless cannot be confined in space. So, according to Advaita Vedanta, the self, the Atman in you, in me, in everyone is omnipresent. You are as much in the sun now as the earth. Hold up. Let me round that back. You are as much in the sun now as in this earth. You are in the sun just as much as you are in this earth. As much in England as in America. But when the self acts through a particular mind and body, its action is visible. Does that make sense to anybody? Does that not make sense to anybody? Should we continue? I'm going to continue till somebody say yeah or no. Each work we do, each thought we think, produces an impression called in Sanskrit a samsara, or samskaras. All right. This is important right here. This is very important. This is why this is highlighted. Because we talk about reincarnation, we talk about karma, we talk about samsara. What brings you back to incarnation into this planet? What produces karma? If we understand what karma is, comes from the root word kri, which means to do, which means action. On a metaphysical level, it means cause and effect. What is it? What are we talking about? Hey man, y'all need to slow down in the chat, man. Y'all don't come on, y'all. Y'all are above that debating shit, y'all. Y'all above that debating shit. If anybody on here believes what they believe, but they sticking around, they got something in them. All right? Every last one of y'all, we already know. I feel a certain way about that name and that character of mythological, what's the name? And then on the other side, I don't neither. It don't even matter. What's the principle behind what that person was teaching? It still reigns true, right? It still reigns true. Fuck that. Because I ain't. Now, I'm not saying debates can't happen. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying debates can't happen. But we sitting here talking about the limitless self, y'all. We beyond that. If you here on this channel, I know you beyond that. Straight up, Holmes. I know y'all beyond that type shit. Here's the thing about it, no coder, and I'm not debating you. Everybody has a personal experience. That's the thing about personal experience. It's your personal experience. Nobody on the outside of you will get it. You're better off subscribing to that understanding. Nobody on the outside of you will get it. But you know you had it. You know it's real. That's it. Stand on that shit. That's what we do over here. That's what I'm teaching everybody. That's what I believe in. That's what I know. I've had personal experiences that some of you motherfuckers still not gonna believe that. But it's personal. It's for me because it was for my realization. That's for your realization. But please, let's lay up off of the debate. Y'all don't want to goddamn be working y'all fingers in this motherfucker, all right? Tearing y'all fingers up, goddamn going back and forth about that. That's what I'm talking about that specific topic. That's it. I'm like one of those nights, huh? And I'm trying to juggle two other things. It's all good, Rose of Flame. Let's get back to this. This was an important topic right here. We need to understand mental impressions. Mental impressions is what they call samskaras. Mental impressions makes up what the mind believes. Here we go, right there, what I was just talking about. Right? You got to understand how the mind works. How does the mind work? The mind perceives or receives mental impressions, and it takes that mental impression and makes it into a belief, and takes that belief and walks through reality with that belief being a belief. In the mind, in the outside world, so-called outside world, responds to that belief. That's why what bro was talking about, that $1 million trying to manifest. What mental impressions are you giving yourself? That's what people need to understand. Rituals ain't shit but for mental impressions. If you just join and hit that like button, rituals ain't nothing but fucking mental impressions. All you doing is trying to put a mental impression on yourself, on your so-called, I'm gonna say so-called subconscious mind. Hold up. I didn't know it was cricket like that. They're nothing but mental impressions is what you're trying to do. So you leave a strong enough mental impression on your mind that goes with you through your next life. So if you've done enough where you felt like was bad, or you feel like you haven't done enough, that travels with you into your next life, and that's a strong enough force to pull you back into another body for reincarnation. So what are you putting on your mind? If you putting, guess what? I am not the body, I am not the mind, as a strong mental impression on yourself, you tell me what you think gonna happen. Is there gonna be a next life for you? You tell me. If you're not identifying with none of this down here, if you are in this motherfucker but not of this motherfucker, you tell me what's gonna happen for what type of mental impressions you have. You tell me. All right. Each work we do, each thought we think. Do you hear that? Each work we do, each action you take, and every thought that you think produces an impression called a Sanskrit samskara upon the mind, and the sum total of these impressions become the tremendous thing called character. All right? Do you hear that? That's your character. That's your character. Your character is nothing but a bundle of mental impressions that create your beliefs. And that's how you see the world, based upon your beliefs. So if you see the world as I am body and mind, or I'm a happy person, I'm a mad person, I don't like that person, I hate that person. If you see the world through those lenses, the world is going to respond to you like that. And that's going to build your character. The character of a man is what he has created for himself. It is the result of the mental and physical actions that he has done in his life. The sum total of the samskaras is the power which gives the man the next direction after death. God damn it, he just said it right there. He just said it right there. The sum total of the samskaras and the power is the power which gives a man his next direction after death. What are you putting on your mind daily? If y'all been following my Instagram, y'all see what I've been saying. My spiritual practice is daily reflecting from the aspect of pure unconditioned consciousness, pushing myself up to that point to get as close as I can to view my whole actions, my emotions, my thoughts with no judgment, just observing them. Just be the observer. That's how you can day to day do this. You ain't got to sit and do no rituals. What rituals? Your daily spiritual practice can be complete silence and observing your thoughts. Facts, Garden of Eden. Oh damn! What fine. I'm sure anyone that has been baptized with the Christian Church can think back to the different mental impressions that specific purification and concentration brings about. Facts, 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 facts. So your mental impressions is what's bringing your ass back to this motherfucker that everybody talking about. They not reincarnating in. But guess what? Your ass is reincarnating if you heavily identifying with this Egypt shit, like bro was doing earlier. This Egypt shit. This goddamn. Think about it, goddamn it. Whatever. If it's too heavy on the mental, if it's too heavy dealing with body and mind, if it's my bad, if it's too heavy on that shit, you building up the right mental impressions and some scars to come and work out in the next life. I didn't make this shit up. It makes all logical sense once you understand, once you got an occult background. What mental impressions are you leaving upon yourself? Because if you're thinking from the aspect, I'm not body and mind, that's the highest you can go. Because what are you then? I'm pure unconditioned consciousness. I'm simply the fucking observer of all of this shit. What Bhagavad Gita chapter 13 say? Arjuna, Krishna said, Arjuna, the knower and the knower of the field. The true knower knows that he has done nothing. Prakriti, aka nature, is doing everything. Nature does all of this. What's nature? The mind on down is nature. Nature is just not the roaches. I mean, or the what's the name? Yes, I can never say it the right way. Aham Brahmasi. I can never say this shit the right way. But nature is doing all the doing. Prakriti is doing all the doing. You are not doing a goddamn thing. And that's what's causing suffering because you think you're doing something. That's just like waking up out of your dream and thinking that you did everything in your dream in real goddamn life. I'm not saying that the astral plane is not a real reality. It's an illusion, but it is a reality. It's a level of reality. That's what's causing suffering because you identifying with body and mind. Then you think everything is separate from you. Now I already know what you're saying though. Rosa Flame. All right. So the sum total of some scars is the power which gives a man his next direction after death. A man dies, the body falls away and goes back to the elements, but the some scars remain, adhering to the mind. Adhering to the mind. Now, this is why I say that the mind is what I would call spirit, and the soul is what I would call consciousness. Why do I say that? Like I said, let me explain, right? There are multiple systems. Some systems say the spirit is eternal and the soul is eventually dies. It goes on, but it eventually dies. I'm part of those who say that the soul is eternal and the spirit is that which dies. All you have to do is, it's not that I'm saying either of those are wrong. I'm just saying which one is the one that you're saying ultimately lives forever and doesn't die, and which one are you saying that ultimately does die eventually. That's all we need to get the understanding of. And I'm running with the mind and the spirit are the same thing. But the spirit can continue on to the astral plane and different levels of the planes of the different heavens, whatever the fuck you want to call them. That continues on. That remains. And then eventually dies. But what does not die is that which we are calling the Atman, the soul of pure unconditioned consciousness. But the some scholars remain adhering to the mind, which is being made of fine materials, does not dissolve, because the finer the material, the more persistent it is. Hold on, let's read that again. But the some scars remain, adhering to the mind, which being made of fine material, right? does not dissolve, because the finer the material, the more persistent it is. But in the long run, the mind also dissolves. And this dissolution of the mind is our goal. Do y'all hear that? Dissolution of the mind is the goal. The mind is the one that's playing the trick on your ass. The mind is the one that does not like being ignored. The mind is the one that does not want you to identify as pure unconditioned consciousness. That's the mind. The mind consists of what? The ahamkara, the ego, the buddhi, the intellect, the chitta, the pure raw memory, what they call mind stuff. The mind consists of all of that. And think about it. Everything that you think you are or have ever been through, I don't give a fuck, religion, gender, sexuality, food you like, all of that exists in what I just said. Memory, the identification system known as the ego, and the intellect. That's all in the mind. Everything that you have ever identified with has been nothing but the mind. Come on now. In this connection, the best illustration that comes to mind is that of the whirlwind. Different currents of air coming from different directions meet, and the meeting point become united and go on rotating. As they rotate, they form a column, drawing, my bad, drawing in dust, bits of paper, straw, and so forth, at one place only to drop them at another. And thus they continue to rotate, raising and forming bodies out of the materials which are before them. Even so, the forces called prana in Sanskrit come together and form the body and the mind out of matter and move on until the body falls. And when they gather other materials to make another body, then this falls, still another, and thus process goes on. There's your reincarnation right there. There's your reincarnation right there. You're just picking up materials along the lifetimes. That's all you're doing. You're going through life, taking mental impressions with you, taking all them characteristics with you in your mind. So, like he said, the goal is the dissolution of the mind. So the goal is the dissolution of all these mental thoughts that identify with body, mind, emotions, character. Yeah, I'm a rich motherfucker. I'm a poor motherfucker. Oh, I'm a super spiritual motherfucker. All that shit goes into it. All that shit goes into it. Hold up. Garden Eden says, so that makes simultaneous reincarnations impossible. What do you mean? I might need you to go into a little bit more detail. Simultaneous incarnations, like die ASAP, come right back. Die ASAP, come right back. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you mean? Let me make sure. Because if you're talking from that aspect, I'm trying to see what made you say that from this. I'm gonna keep reading till I see your comment though. It says, force cannot travel without matter. So when the body falls, the mind stuff remains, prana acting on it. And then it goes on to another point, raises up another world from fresh materials and begins another motion. And so it travels from place to place until the force is all spent. And then it falls down, exhausted. So when the mind comes to an end, is broken to pieces entirely without leaving any samskaras, we shall be entirely free. Let's do that again. Let's highlight that. Let's see. So when the mind, damn, what's going on, man? So when the mind, what the fuck? Shit, man. Damn, highlighters, bro. So when the mind comes to an end and is broken to pieces entirely, without even leaving any samskara, we shall entirely be free. Until that time, we are in bondage. Until then, the Atman is covered by the whirlwind of the mind and images. Let's see. So there's a theory out there that your soul or Atman can operate multiple bodies and minds at the same time. Now, me and my homie had this conversation. He called me just on a random thought the other night. I haven't seen anything that says that it can, or I haven't seen anything says that it can't. Because what is it really operating? It's really operating mental samskaras. That's really what is. That's the only thing that it operates, or give life to, or give existence to. You die, and your Atman decides to give rise to a new body within the same time period you experienced before. Now that is some paradoxical shit. And knowing how this consciousness shit works, that's some paradoxical shit. I can't disagree with it. I can't say that ain't real. I definitely won't be able to say that. But here's the thing about it. I only think now, and this is not at you, this is just a thought on it. Because this is what I told my homie. What good does this do? What good does that do us to know? Because we can't do shit about it. Like I'm saying, I'm not talking at you. I'm just bringing up my thoughts about it. Like, damn, that's cool. That's like existing in multiple realities at one time. But all we can do is something about this goddamn reality. As far as right now, with our so-called mind, so far, all we can do is something with this reality. But I have not seen nothing that says that that cannot happen. And I also have not seen nothing that says that it is. Yeah, that's basically all I'm saying. It's not necessarily relevant to you in this incarnation, in this body, with this mind. That could be something, that's type of shit that I like to explore, though. That's the type of shit I like to explore, though. In my mind, I like to explore that type of shit. But all I know what we can do is stand on principle in this motherfucker. That's all I know that we can do. Because whatever that other version of me is doing, goddamn it, that nigga better be standing on P. Or he might not. He might just be over there fucking prostitutes. I don't know. Good luck to him. And like that dude just said, he better repent. Okay. Okay. Okay, where we at? Okay. So when the mind comes to an end is broken to pieces entirely without leaving any some scars, we shall be entirely free. And until that time, we are in bondage until the Atman is covered by the whirl of the mind and images. It is being taken from place to place. When the world falls down, the Atman finds that it is all pervading. It can go where it likes. It is entirely free and is it here, hold up. And is able to manufacture any number of minds or bodies. Goddamn, Garden of Eden, there you go. There you go. I said I never seen it, and that's a damn lie. Answer a question right there. We finna highlight that. But now it did say once the coverings and the samskaras have been lifted. You see what it said? But until then, it can go only with the world. All right? It can only go with the world. It can only go with the world. What if though? Now I propose a question. What if that other incarnation has already went through all that shit and figured it out and boom became enlightened and now it's playing a game over here with this body and this mind and this incarnation? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But that was a quick answer to that one right there. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? Y'all hit that like button if y'all just joining, man. If you haven't joined the email list, join that email list. Get on over there in that Discord. Email list gets you the study guide. You get study guides after every chapter that we read over here. Damn, that was quick. Okay. The freedom is the goal towards which we are all moving. All right, say less, but you really need. I ain't gonna lie, Garden of Eden. You really need to join the goddamn Discord, bro. You really need to join the Discord, but that's just my opinion. I know you might not be into shit like that, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear that story. Suppose there is a ball in this room, and we each. Oh, okay, he finna get to some shit. Suppose there's a ball in this room, and we each have a mallet in our hand and begin to strike the ball, giving it hundreds of blows, driving it from one point to one point, until at last it flies out of the room. With that force in what the direction it will go. Hold on, let's read that again. With what force and in what direction it will go will be determined by the forces that have been acting upon it all through the room. All different blows, all the different blows that have been given will have their effects. Each one of our human action, each one of our actions, mental and physical, is such a blow, and the human mind is the ball being hit. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Our human mind and mental actions, I mean, physical actions and mental and physical, is a blow on the mind that's being hit. We are being hit about this room of the world all the time, and our passage out of it is determined by the force of all the blows. In each case, the speed and direction of the ball are determined by the hits it has received. So all our actions in the world will determine our future birth. Our present birth, therefore, is the result of our past. Do you know what I say is our contract from our last life? It's your goddamn astrological chart. Now I'm not tapped in on. I'm not really good at astrology. That's not my thing. I got friends that help me out with shit like that. But and I'm out, so that means I wouldn't be good with the Vedic astrology as well. I suck at that. Trav motherfucking mages, what's happening, dog? What's happening, Captain? It's the motherfucking devil himself. I'm just fucking with you. That's my guy. But I say, what your past life karma is your goddamn astrology. That shows you what you did in your past life and what you came to work out in this life, what you came to balance out. You know what I'm saying? And what you have been afforded in this life. Not based off of some God in heaven telling you no and yes, based off of you and what you do, what mental impressions and actions that you leave upon yourself. How heavy have you been identifying with the body and mind in your most recent past life? It's going to show. Because it's going to show, let me tell you how it's going to show what level of what level can you, what level of spiritual shit can you take in? Some people can only get to the level that don't get past that, you know what I'm saying, that God up in heaven with a beard and hands reaching down, giving blessings. Some people just stop there. There's nothing wrong with that, though. Y'all got to understand that. Those people that have that level of perception, there's nothing wrong with that. Their karma, their action, their cause and effect has afforded them that. Some people just stuck on Egypt. I just get on their ass when they come over here talking shit. Their karma has afforded them that there's nothing wrong with that. Some people just stay there in this life. That's why I'm heavy on putting this type of information out. I know everybody's not going to get it. I know everybody's not going to agree with it. But I'm leaving a mental impression. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? It's about leaving a mental impression. I ain't trying to mental impress your ass to give me $1 million. I'm trying to mental impress your ass to see that you are pure unconditioned consciousness, that you are not this body and you are not this mind. I'm leaving that mental impression. If it's strong enough, it's gonna travel with the ass in the next life. I was having a conversation with Trav. Well, I sent him a voice note the other day about that shit, bro. It's just about the level of karma you have to endure, or you know what I'm saying, to get this responsibility, or to even be able to conceive this level of information. It builds up over lifetimes. Look at a motherfucker like Bobby. Look at a motherfucker like Penny. Look at a motherfucker like Trav. Look at a motherfucker like my Gnosis. Even though I'm just beginning. Yeah, okay, Travis said it's true. I was thinking about it, about that, tapped in and right when you were talking about it. It's some people that come in with that certain type of karma that can put this information out and touch many of people from across the goddamn world and make it make sense for them. It's some people that only get down to what candle do I use? That's okay. That's okay. That's fucking fine and dandy. I'm telling you, it's okay. Whatever in it, whatever direction anybody is going, it's okay because we understand what we just go through. You get all these blows. Boom, knock you this way, knock you this way, knock you that way, knock you that way, knock you that way. That's the mind getting impressions put upon it, different lifetimes, to finally, boom, I don't identify with this body and mind. Oh, yes, it's there, and yes, it exists relatively for this incarnation. You motherfuckers that's sticking around, you can't stick. See what I'm saying? You can't stick around this type of talk if you ain't had the right mental impressions from a past life. See what I'm saying? But I tell you, if we were sitting here talking about, if this was a channel where we were sitting here talking about um 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 white people stole everything from us, or Jesus never existed, and this and this and that, and it's really this and it's really that, or if we was debating another YouTuber talking shit about another YouTuber, I bet we would have way more people here. If we was talking about star seeds and Andromeda and all of that shit, we'd have more people here. But you motherfuckers is sticking around for some shit that's telling you that you are the pure unconditioned consciousness. You are not even in bondage. He ain't even got to that point yet. But we're gonna get to that. Let's keep going, man. We're gonna keep going. Here is an example. Here is an example. Suppose I give you a chain in which a blank link. Trav said he came for the monitoring spirit, but you should have been here at the beginning, Trav, where they were hitting this motherfucker up. They was hitting this motherfucker up. Oh shit. Hold up. Okay, I'm probably missing something. That's probably y'all talking. My bad. Um, Damn, what was I saying about this though? All right, fuck it. Let's read because I lost my train of thought. Here is an example. Suppose I give you a chain in which a black link alternates with the white link, the two forming a unit, and the chain is without beginning and end. If I ask you about the nature of the chain, you will hold up. You will at first find it difficult to determine. The chain being infinite at both ends, but you will soon discover that this chain is an endless repetition of the unit of black and white links. If you know the nature of one of the units, you know the whole chain because it is a perfect repetition. Now, that's what they said in the Manduki Upanishads. The student asked the teacher, he was like, Guru, what is that one thing that I can know by knowing that one thing which all can be known? That's why I talk about over here, I talk about the principles. I don't know every deep detail about every goddamn thing. I don't. But I know the principle. I know the principles. I know the principles. I know the principles. That's what I do know. That's right there, what Trav just said. You learn the pattern and you see the whole fucking picture. You learn these principles, then you understand what the fuck. It's only one thing that needs to be known. And that's what he was getting to in a Manduki Upanishad. What is that one thing to be known? But first, he had to tell him. The teacher didn't go straight into it and just give it to him. He laid down some shit for his ass. He was like, well, there's something that's known as the high knowledge and the low knowledge. The high knowledge is Brahman. The low knowledge is everything else. So the high knowledge is consciousness, and everything else is below it. Now, if you look at it, if everything appears inside of consciousness, then that makes perfect sense. Everything appears inside of consciousness, or everything appears inside of ain't so far. Everything appears inside of chaos. So if you know the nature of chaos, if you know the nature of Brahman, if you know the nature of pure unconditioned consciousness, guess what? You know the rest of the contents that exist within it. But let's keep going. But you will soon discover that this chain is endless, is an endless repetition of unit of black and white links. If you know the nature of one of these units, you know the whole chain because it is perfect repetition. Likewise, all our lives, past, present, and future, form, as it were, an infinite chain without beginning or end. Let's make sure that's showing clear. Each unit of which is one life with two ends, birth and death. What we are and what we do in this life is being repeated again and again with but little variation. So if we know this one unit of life, we shall know all the lives we have to pass through in this world. Do you hear what he just said? What we are and what we do here is in. My bad, y'all. Listen, I gotta highlight this shit. What we are and what we do here in this life is being repeated again and again with but little variation. We've been doing this shit. Rose of Flame, Garden of Eden, Trav, Massager, Theon, Coop, Coop, goddamn it, El Raiz. You've been doing this shit. You've been doing this shit. What they say, been doing, I've been doing this shit. Well, I've been doing this shit, nigga. Hold up, y'all. Damn. What the fuck, y'all? Okay, there you go. We been doing this shit. You been doing this shit. So if we know one unit of life, we shall know all the lives. Hold up. So if we know one unit of life, we shall know all the lives we shall have passed through in this world. We see therefore that our present life in this world has been exactly determined by our previous life. That is to say, by our past actions. So look at your life. You can kind of, that's what I'm saying. I can kind of determine what I was in what happened in my past life by looking at my parents. I can kind of determine what I was in my past life by looking at what I like and what I don't like. When I was a kid, I used to always say, I don't like fish. I hate fish. I hate fish. And I still do. Hate all seafood. I don't, not hate, but I dislike it. I'm not eating that shit. And I used to say, oh, in my past life, I was a fish. I probably wasn't literally a fish. I could have been a fisherman. Or I could have been a motherfucker who, which I was told by a spirit medium, she told me I was actually killed in my past life, poisoned by fish. I mean, hey, correction. Life energy is spirit. Soul is personal energy imprint. Yeah. So generally, if you was over here earlier, you know, different systems determine what's a spirit and what's a soul. I'm talking about that which is eternal. When me personally, when I say soul. But bro. I'm a fucking elemental spirit into my soul. Yeah, bro. Nigga try to say I'm a fucking elemental spirit to my soul. Facts. Every incarnation, a reoccurring pattern, bro. Well, what are elementals? Nothing but patterns. Nothing but patterns. Nothing but patterns. Yes. So our current lives are the evolutionary progress of our last life. That's it. We ain't nothing but a big bundle of mental impressions, which are patterns. These mental impressions or patterns are elementals. Now I'm saying that's not what you really are, but that's what the mind body is. That's what the mind body has been working with to create this new life. That's all this life is. Nothing but a whole bunch of elements, a whole bunch of elementals. from the subtle to the gross level. And they all compact and get together inside of ether and travel their way down inside of Akash. Package it up, get together, a slice comes out and enters through a body. Down through air, fire, water, down to earth. Boom, birth. Burst through the placenta. Ain't that what Stewie Griffith saying? He said, some burst through the placenta. Y'all had popped in. Man, some white and fried hard with spaghetti gonna slap right now. Y'all eat that nasty fish shit, Luminary. I can't fuck with it, bro. Do not like seafood. I hate the smell of all that shit. I dislike the smell of all that shit. Trav said, not gonna lie, that's kind of soothing to think about. Honestly, it is, bro. Honestly, it is. This type of information makes me laugh about how hard, I ain't gonna say everybody, but how hard a person or I could identify with this life taking it so serious. Once you get this level of understanding, it's like, oh shit, bro. This whole time, like I say, getting enlightenment, bro. Y'all hit that like button. Enlightenment or coming into realization of the self, what you end up doing is this, bro. It's like looking for your phone. It's like you being on the phone with your girlfriend. I'm on the phone with my old lady. I'm like, yeah, babe, I'm trying to find my goddamn phone. I can't find my phone. Keep looking for it. I had this shit right here. I know I had it right here. The whole time you looking for your phone, you right there on the goddamn phone. You looking for it, it's in your hand and you talking on it. That's what this shit is like. It ain't even looking for it. It's just coming into realization that you already are it. You ain't looking for God. You ain't looking for enlightenment. You ain't looking for pure unconditioned consciousness. Yeah, that's it right there. That's even a better one right there. Looking for your glasses while you wearing them. They right there. What are you looking for? You just need to come into realization. You just need to come into realization that that's where it's at. And that's what they're talking about. And one of the books I had sent Trav dealing with this at way the shit, it was like, bro, I forgot exact sentence, but it's like all that other shit, all this and that, bro. You missing the point because what you end up doing is getting attached to all these spiritual practices. The spiritual practice is this: becoming aware that you are that. Trav told somebody on the fans is a good start. What did I miss? Oh, months to have a business plan and need help. Oh yeah, you might have to get on. You might have to get on there. You might have to get on that on the fan, like Trav said. Trav said, "I am that." Right, facts. That thou art. Tat tamasi. That thou art. You are that. If you still have your parents and especially grandparents, just sit and observe them, and you'll see how deep their patterns go. Facts, facts, facts. But yeah, honestly, no, just observe. That's my spiritual practice, bro. I've been pushing that here for a good little minute. That's it. Just observe, bro. Observe your thoughts. Observe your emotions. Observe why you move the way you move and how you do the things you do. Sometimes I just sit my body and just observe my body from a higher perspective. Just observe. Just observe. Hey, monster. Hey, man. I know you a bot or whatnot, but the moderators will kick your ass out. But you having fun. It's pretty fun. We're gonna entertain you though. Don't kick them out. We're gonna entertain you. But you definitely need to try OnlyFans. Okay, let's go. Just as we go out of this world with the sum total of our present actions upon us, so we come into it with the sum total of our past actions upon us. That which takes us out is the very same thing which brings us in. Please, y'all, hear that? I need another marker. We're going to read that sentence again. He said, that which takes us out is the same thing that brings us in. That's what I'm telling you. What are you identifying as? Like heavily. What are you identifying heavily with? That's going to be the same shit that bring that ass back. Hold up. Trav said hit him up. He need that 30 though. So we come into with the sum total of our past action upon us. That which takes us out is the very same thing that brings us in. This very thing that, let me look at, because I'm trying to read the comments on my phone. I need to be looking at it on my laptop. Let me move my laptop to another space. Y'all, hold up. I should have been did that. Appreciate y'all for sticking around, man. Locked in, locked in, locked in. I'm trying to say. Why I just like the train on the chain links. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Travis coming in with the cams and lights. Like D string. What is y'all talking about in the chat, bro? Hey, you came to the right place, monster. This is the right place where you're gonna get all the help that you need. Lights, camera, action in this motherfucker. Ain't nobody judging you. We trying to help you get a plan over here. This is the place you want to be, monster. This is the place you want to be. I don't know who other chats you've been in on YouTube, but this is the one you want to be in. All right, let's go. What brings us in? Our past deeds. What takes us out? Our own deeds here. And so on we go. Like the caterpillar, which takes the thread from its own mouth and builds its cocoon. And at last finds itself caught inside the cocoon. We have bound ourselves by our own actions. We have thrown the network of our actions around ourselves. We have set the law of causation in motion, and we find it hard to get out of its control. We have set the wheel in motion, and we are being crushed under it. So, this philosophy teaches us that we are uniformly being bound by our own actions, good or bad. But here we go, though. He's finna talk that shit. The Atman never comes or goes, never is born or dies. It is nature that moves before Atman. What do we say? The knower of the field knows what? That Prakriti is the doer. The Prakriti is the doer. No, I'm not smart. I'm not smart at all. And I'm definitely not cool. I'm not cool at all. And my woman got a big booty. Like, you come in here on some psychic shit. I don't know how you know this shit about me. God damn, you coming in on some psychic shit. You know my woman ass fat. You know I'm not smart. You know goddamn well I'm not cool. I'm dumb as fuck. Like, I slick might want to make you a moderator. Like, you slick might be a moderator. Keep sticking around and telling me all the shit that you know about me without me telling you shit about me. God damn it. You gonna get you a job. We gonna put you over there with Monster. You gonna help Trav run that goddamn OnlyFans. That's where you finna go. Keep on dropping that hot fire. Dylan, 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 Dylan. He said must have got that galactic third eye special. Go on to me, he said hot and dumb, my favorite. Hey, this motherfucker came in here just knowing it. Oh, this motherfucker is the Atman. All right, let's continue, y'all. The Atman never comes or goes, never is born or dies. It is nature that moves before the Atman. And the reflection of this motion is on the Atman. And the Atman ignorantly thinks that it is moving and not nature. When the Atman thinks thus, it is in bondage. But when it comes to find that it never moves, that it is omnipresent, then it is free. Do y'all hear it? So what they teach in Jnana Yoga, or what they teach in Advaita Vedanta, is that you can be enlightened while free. Whereas other religions may tell you, hey, you got to wait till you die, then you get freedom with God. You can be enlightened while free. All you got to do is realize. All you got to do is realize what? What do you got to realize? That you are not the doer. You are not the doer. That's not you, bruh. That's not you. You're not doing none of this shit. It's the manifest reality that's doing this. Because if it was up to you, if you was doing it, you working on your body will never dissipate. You'll never get old. But it does on its own. Remember we talked about the vital level of energy, right? If you was left alone to make your blood pump, to make your heart beat, to make your lungs expand and expand, your body would shut the fuck down. It automatically does it. Think about it. You came straight out the pussy knowing how to breathe and the heart knowing how to beat and the blood knowing how to flow. You don't know how to do none of that shit. Nature is doing that shit. Prakriti is doing that shit. The dream reality is doing it. The movie is doing that. It's already set in motion. All it needs you to do is think you actually are fucking Nicolas Cage. All it needs you to do to really believe that you are Nicolas Cage, and you're gonna play the best part possible. The best part possible, my nigga. That's all it needs you to do. That's what Trav said. This is so good. I love the Vedic info, right to the point, without fluff. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. That's funny. We're not even equipped to operate in the human body. We ain't. Love it. Garden of Eden said, love it. We can't even do that shit. And you think you better than some goddamn body. Because you got some money. Because you a high value man and you a high value woman. Fix your crown, queen. Fix your crown, king. Shut up, nigga, if I turn off your body operating organs and dare you to operate it on your own. Your ass gonna be out of here, nigga. Help, help, help. We ain't gonna know what to do. We ain't gonna know what to do. Come on, man. Nature is doing this shit. It's gonna be doing it when you leave. You're gonna continue to do it, even in the seed state when it ain't doing shit. It's gonna pop back out. Oh, your Garden of Eden. I'm childish as hell. I think that runs some people off because they think like this shit is supposed to be so goddamn serious. And then it keeps some people here. But this is just me. This is my bundle of mental impressions. You see what I'm saying? This is my bundle of mental impressions that have came into me with this life. So probably every life I come in, I'm probably saying some off the wall shit that a lot of people don't want to hear. Some fucked up shit. Oh, he made a joke about fixing my crown. See, here I won't listen to his shit. He don't know what the fuck he talking about. What dude come on and say you got on a unk and you got androgynous androgynous elephant behind you. Hey nigga, do you even know what any of this shit mean? You obviously don't. See, I don't even like doing people like that, but then they try to come and get on your ass like you stupid and you don't know what the fuck you doing. Nigga, these ain't nothing but principles, nigga. Rosa Flame got on his ass. Blocked. Get your ass out of here, boy. Yeah, he said my boy he said my boy Ganesh is an androgynous elephant and that they eat cow dung and they eat elephant dung over there. I'm like, well, nigga, we ain't eating elephant shit over here. I don't give a fuck. We ain't eating elephant shit over here, nigga. We don't eat elephant dung over here. That ain't what we do. Whose shit we worship? Remember. Damn, Garden of Eden. I don't know. You lost me with that. I don't know what you mean. Let's see. All right. Let's finish that last sentence. When the Atman thinks thus, it is in bondage. When the Atman thinks thus, that is in bondage. Hold up, my bad. Let me read. Let's go back. I ain't even been here a whole page, and I can see major gems. My incarnations are echoes, chains broken, chain link, chain broken, chain link. Gems, gems. That's why I fuck with Vivekananda, bro. And like to think, yo, like yo, Trav, like this nigga was talking like this in 1896, bro. 1896. What niggas been out of slavery about 30 years. And I'm not speaking on profound, like, oh, he's so profound. And no, what I'm saying is this nigga speaking like this in 1896 in America, in England, where these motherfuckers thought they were superior. He was talking shit to their ass, especially in them early chapters. Let's see. Let's go back. When the Atman thinks thus, it is in bondage. Basically, when it thinks it's all this action and all of this shit, right? That's ignorance. That's the primordial ignorance, right? When the Atman thinks thus, it is in bondage. But when it comes to find that it never moves, that it is omnipresent, then it is free. The Atman in bondage is called a jiva. So in Advaita Vedanta, they call them ones who become enlightened by living. They call them Mike. Oh, I thought that was Mike the Liberian. I don't know who that is. My bad. They call it in bondage. Well, I mean, free while living. They call them Jiva Mokta. The Jiva Mokta. Free while living. The Atman is in bondage. It is called Jiva. Thus, basically, insentient beings are what they call Jivas. The Atman in bondage is called Jiva. Thus, you see that when it is said that, see, Trav got your ass on up out of here, coming in here dropping white boxes. We don't know what that means. We are not part of your cult. We don't want to be, buddy. Let's read the last sentence again and start over here. It says, thus you see that when it is said that the Atman comes and goes, it is said only figuratively. Do y'all hear that? Because what? We know that the soul does not come and go anywhere. We know that consciousness does not rise and dwindle anywhere. It's being said figuratively. So the jiva, the bound soul, comes to higher and lower states. So in this state right here, the jiva, right, which means the sentient being, basically, the sentient being comes into higher and lower states. This is well-known law of reincarnation, and this law binds all creation. People in this country think it too horrible that man should become an animal. Why? Are the animals nothing? If we have a soul, so have they. And if they have none, neither have we. It is absurd to say that a man alone has a soul and the animals have none. I have seen men worse than animals. Have you, Vivekananda? Because I have too. Oh, yes, I have. Let them get through it. I see animals daily. I see folks worse than animals daily. Come on. The human soul has a joint in lower and higher forms, migrating from one to another according to its samskaras or impressions. But it is only in the highest form. They say, but it is only in its highest form as man that it attains to freedom. The man form is higher even than the God form. Are y'all listening? I know you've heard this before. The angels in heaven say God is on earth. The man on earth say God is in heaven. The man form is even higher than the God form. Of all forms, it is the highest. Man is the highest being in creation because he alone attains to freedom. I know I highlighted that for a reason. Are y'all listening? When I keep telling y'all, guess what? You talking about not reincarnating, you talking about not coming back. I mean about not coming back again. You talking about going to that pure nothing state. You talking about going past Kepha. You talking about that? Ain't shit to do up there. Ain't shit to do. For one, because you ain't doing shit here. No way. That's the movie that's doing it. You sitting in a movie theater and thinking that you actually doing something. You actually think you in the goddamn movies. I just went and seen Sinners again today, y'all. I caught some more little gems up in there. It's surface level shit. They ain't talking about pure unconditioned consciousness, but you know, good movie though. But you sitting there watching a movie thinking you goddamn Michael B. Jordan. You thinking you Michael B. Jordan. You get up to these higher states, ain't shit to do. Everything that's happening is happening in manifest reality. It's happening in manifest reality. There'll be a video I'll bring up that bring up the locusts. We'll deal with the locusts, the seven heavens and hells and all of that shit. Remember, if y'all seen my story, I posted that video of Luan Velen. This guy here. Luan, I can't say his name. Bobby Hemming recommendation. Luan Von Lee, A Sufi's Mystical Journey Home. He talks about the difference between spiritual life and a mystical life, which majority of us are not down for. But I think we can have a little bit of both in us. But to be quite honest, it ain't too many. But here's the thing. Llewellyn, yeah, there go. Llewellyn Von Lee. Llewellyn Von Lee. White guy from Europe, but he's a Sufi mystic. And he's the real motherfucking deal. He the real motherfucking deal. He the real deal. And he was talking about like, yeah, like there was like, what is heaven and how to get to it? He's like, heaven's a complete waste of time. And I couldn't do shit but lie, bro. I said I couldn't do shit but laugh, bro. Cause I get it. I get it. Hold up. Is this what you're talking about, Trav, or you talking about what I'm talking about now? I'm gonna sit that on the screen so you screenshot it though. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's it right there. So I've been studying, I've been getting some more books on the Sufis lately, y'all. Oh yeah, let me show you what I got, Trav. I'm supposed to be on a book buying fast, but yeah, I ended up getting it. You end up getting it. This shit was $10. This shit was $10 when I only got it. I ain't no telling when I'm gonna tap into it, but you know, spirit call you and tell you it's time to tap into some shit. But yeah, I've been studying. I've been fucking with these Sufis too. They on some non-dual shit too, but they not they like Advaita Vedanta with the Hindu. Like they kind of broke out. Oh, on the middle pillar tribe, that's what you talking about? Oh, hold up, I got your Garden of Eden. It's in the title too. It's in the title too. I want you to get that light out the way, but there you go. Swami Vivekananda Jnana Yoga. Got a couple more little what's the names from Swami too. Karma Yoga. This is fire. That is fire. That is fire. Yeah, now that would have been a I definitely vote yes. No basis. No biases, of course. Oh, you talking to Trav Roller playing. But yeah, yeah, what was I saying, y'all? But yeah, he was like, shit, man, heaven, shit, that's a waste of time. I was like, I'm just bust out laughing, but he was saying it because it's nothing but another dimension. That's it. It's just another dimension of another plane of existence. Yeah, all of that, you know what I'm saying, talking about, yeah, all that exists. All that exists. You know what I'm saying? But the mystic ain't looking for none of that. And that's how they talk at the way of Vedanta too. Like we going past that. We're going straight to the Brahma local. We ain't looking to get. This is what they're saying. They ain't looking to get no sweet pleasures in the afterlife. But like Luan Von Lee said the same thing that they over here saying in Advaita Vedanta. You only go there for heaven for a little bit of time. Okay. Oh, the love is a fire is what you're saying. You vote yes, like to read that. Okay. I think once we get towards the end of this, we'll bring up some suggestions. Oh shit, you just Lou Ellen Von Lee. Yeah, that's it. Lou Ellen Von Lee. You and Trav had to get my ass right on that one. But yeah, like these states are not permanent. It exists within time. You see what I'm saying? The heavens and hell they exist within time. And like didn't Jesus even say that? This heaven and hell too shall pass. This shit gonna go away. And like they talk about in karma yoga, you do good enough karma, you do the right rituals and all that shit. You get up to that level of heaven. You do all the good boy shit, the good guy shit. You get up to heaven, and then when your credits run out, guess what? Pop your ass right back into reincarnation. The only place where shit is happening is in manifest reality. That includes all the planes, all the levels of astral planes. Only place where shit is happening, bro, is happening here. Let's continue, y'all. All this universe, listen, all this universe was in Brahman, and it was, as it were, projected out of it, and had been moving on to go back to the source from which it was projected. It's the same story of Ain Sof and Ain Sofar. You are literally projecting this reality into existence. You are literally Brahman. Hit that like button, y'all. You are literally Brahman. I'm back. I need investment. Y'all didn't let Monster back up in. I need investment. I need investment. I need investment. All right, back to the source from which it was projected, like electricity, which comes out of a dynamo, completes the circuit, and returns to it. It is the same with the soul, projected from Brahman. It passed through all sorts of vegetable or animal forms, and at last it is in man. At last it is in man. At last it is in man. And man is nearest to Brahman. To go back to Brahman, from which we have been projected, is the great struggle of life. Whether people know it or not does not matter. It don't matter. It don't matter if you know that or not. That's the facts. That's what's happening. That's what I'm talking about, the principles. It don't matter if you know the principles or not. The principles is there. Whether you're aware of them or not has nothing to do with the facts. Whether you're talking about karma is real or not, it don't matter. It's a principle. Think you're getting away from cause and effect, especially if you're dealing with the body. This is Jnana Yoga. It's in the title. Jnana Yoga by Swami Vivekananda. In the universe, whatever motion or struggle we see in minerals or plants or animals is effort to come back to the center and be at rest. There was an equilibrium, and that has been destroyed, and all parts, all atoms, and all molecules are struggling to find their lost equilibrium again. In this struggle, they are combining and reforming, giving rise to all the wonderful phenomena of nature. All struggle and competitions in animal life, plant life, and everywhere else. Listen, all social struggles and wars are but expressions of the eternal struggle to get back to equilibrium. I know y'all heard that. We finna drop that shit again. Oh, so Mr. Monster, you may not be a goddamn bot. You may be a human just on here trolling. Brody, have you read Reality Transferring? Nah, I haven't. I haven't even heard of that. But appreciate you for coming over here. Appreciate you for showing up. Hopefully this is something you like. I haven't read that. Who's that written by though? We're gonna read that line again. All atoms and molecules are struggling to find the lost equilibrium again. In this struggle, they are combining and reforming, giving rise to all wonderful phenomena. All struggles and competitions in animal life, plant life, and everywhere else, all social struggles and wars are but expressions of the eternal struggle to get back to equilibrium. So, what does that mean? How do you feel about that? What does that say? Are you taking sides? Or are you sitting on the sideline observing? Which side do you choose? It don't matter if you don't choose or not. You still pure consciousness. Only thing is your mind doesn't know it. Your mind doesn't accept it. Get back to the source. Get back to the source. Yes. Yes. The going from birth to death, this going from birth to death, this traveling is what is called samskara. Need y'all to remember that. What is samskara? Samskara. Hold on, what is called samskara? Literally, hold up. Literally, the round of birth and death. That's what that means. Samsara, y'all. Samsara. You're stuck in samsara. The reincarnation, basically. Literally, the round of birth and death. All creation passing through this round will sooner or later become free. The question may be raised, if we all shall come to freedom, why should we struggle to attain it? Do you hear that? The question may arise, if we all shall come to freedom, why struggle to attain it? So what does that mean? That means you're Christians? That means you're Muslims? That means you're dark witches, your dark side, goddamn wizards, your love and light, your middle pathers, your Diddies, your Trumps, your your pet hamster, that motherfucker too. Enlightenment. If everyone is going to be free, why not sit down and wait? If it is true that every being will become free sooner or later, and no one will be lost, that nothing will come to destruction and must be liberated. If that is so, what is the use of our struggling? Uh oh, uh oh, uh oh, uh oh. In the first place, the struggle is the only means that will bring us to the center. Do you hear that? In the first place, the struggle is the only mean that will bring us to the center. So what suffering? What do I say over here? No obstacles will apprehend you. Why? Because that obstacle is only an opportunity for prosperity. There's no obstacles will apprehend you, prosper over pain. That's a principle over here. It's not just my name. It's not just my title. It's not just the mantra. Because that obstacle, aka struggle, only ends up bringing you back to this center. What did he just say about social struggles and wars and competitions, animal life, plant life? Everybody, it don't matter. We struggling. Is that obstacle is helping you get back to the equilibrium, that center point. For you as a human, knowledge of fucking self, the Atman, knowledge of the Atman, knowledge of Brahman. In the first place, the struggle is the only means that will bring us to the center. And in the second place, we do not know why we struggle. We don't know why we struggle. We have to. Of thousands of men, some are awakened to the idea that they must become free. The vast of masses of mankind are content with material things. But there are some who are awake and want to get back, who have had enough of this playing here. How many of y'all have had enough of this playing here? Who knows that this is a fucking game? And you know what? I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it. Let me read these. Would you rather attain nirvana or not come back to earth, or would you prefer to reincarnate here eternally with the ability to create your own reality flawlessly? And honestly, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing regardless. Eternally coming back to this motherfucker, creating our own reality. By what? Our actions, aka karma, cause and effect. That's what you're doing. Or would you rather attain nirvana and not come back to earth? That's a question that anybody needs to ask themselves. GT said probably nirvana. Why continue going through the cycle endlessly? Now let's remember. No, I'm not saying nobody's wrong. I'm just saying I'm making a statement because I think y'all came in late. Let's remember, ain't shit going on up there. It ain't gonna be shit to do. So don't think you're gonna have your nice cup of coffee, a latte, a mocha latte, however you say that. Don't think you're gonna get your Pornhub, just chill in peace. You little smoke your little weed, have your little shot of lick with something thick laid up to next to you on the bed, watching your Netflix. Ain't nothing to do up there. The only thing to do is to do here. The doing happen here. Okay. Cosmic Puzzle Piece say sick of this game that I'm actually creating. See, that's the question we gotta ask ourselves. She said, man, I don't know. Imagine turning this world into your own heaven, enjoying beautiful nature, connections, etc., compared to blackness / nothingness of nirvana. Now, let's also remember this when we talking like this. What we call nothing is still based off of our human perception of nothing. That's why they call it chaos in the occult, because we can't perceive it with our level of intellect and mind. So consciousness, what I found out, and what I, if you, because I know you're new to the channel, you have, listen, y'all, if y'all have not, y'all need to exit out this video and go over to my YouTube homepage and watch the video. It's a 5-6 hour video about the occult unveiling of what chaos really is, which is this right here, the Atman. And I ran through all the sciences. I ran through majority of the major spiritual systems, and I ran through all of the occult teachings and lined it up. But back to this. What we have of nothingness, what we know of nothingness just means a no thing. It's not a thing. Consciousness is not a thing. So it's hard for us as humans to perceive what nothing actually is. It's not actually nothing. It's nothing that we can conceive of, though. That's the trick. So when we learning about consciousness, we got to understand that consciousness is a paradox. Consciousness is a paradox. And the Ko Upanishad, it says, he that says he knows Brahman, which is consciousness or chaos, he that says he know is chaos in the occult books, but it's consciousness in Vedanta. So he that says he knows Brahman doesn't know Brahman. And he that says I don't know Brahman truly knows Brahman. But because what? How do you know anything? You only know things through your 5 senses: your taste, your touch, your smell, your hear, and your seeing. That's how you come into knowledge of something. Whoever just joined the email list, salute, salute, salute. That's how you know something. But you can't use your senses to know consciousness, because consciousness is what everything that can ever be known exists within. It's a paradox. That's why in occultism it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain occultism, and it's hard to explain consciousness or chaos. Everything that we use and still don't give it no justice. Still don't give it no justice. That's the trick. That's the trick. It's just a realization that you have. Brahman or consciousness ain't nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing to be known. The mind is the knower. But stick to this channel, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Stick to this YouTube channel, you'll be getting some shit. Let's see. And you, I think you missed the early what's the names of this video of this. I think you should go back to like towards the beginning because he talks about not the real nature of man. What is it called? What chapter is that? God in everything. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chapter 5. You should go to the fifth video in this series, and we go through seeing God in everything here on earth. So you can see the whole heaven here on earth. You can experience it while in this life by seeing God in everything, or seeing Brahman in everything, or seeing consciousness in everything, because that's the real reality. Nothing exists outside of consciousness. Everything is consciousness. Matter of fact, everything don't exist. Only thing that exists is consciousness. T.O., my nigga, we ain't seen you in a minute. Peace, my G. Been working like crazy and had a lot going on. Still want to join the Discord. Just joined the email. Oh, that's you joined the email list. Okay. Show you the cover of the book. You'll see plenty different variations of it. There go the cover. So go ahead and go ahead and screenshot that. All right. Let's see. The vast masses of man are content with material things, but there are some who are awake and want to get back, who have had enough of this playing here. The struggle continuously. These struggles, these struggles consciously, what the fuck? Yeah, consciously, while the rest do it unconsciously. So we are struggling consciously while the rest do it unconsciously. Nah, much love to you, Gio. Much love, bro. So, yeah. You gonna get that email after we get up out of here, bro. It had a Discord link in that motherfucker. It had a Discord link. Actually, when you click on the link at the top, it's gonna have all 4 of my social medias, and just click on that Discord button. When you click on that Discord button, it should let you right into the Discord. And if it don't, DM me. But after this video, we do we give study guides. So y'all just don't leave with just a book reading. You get a study guide as well. Okay, these struggle consciously while the rest do it unconsciously. The alpha and omega of Vedanta philosophy is to give up the world, give up the unreal, and take the real. Those who are enamored of the world may ask, why should we attempt to get out of it, to go back to the center? Suppose we all have come from God. Hold up. Suppose we have all come from a God, but find this world is pleasurable and nice. Then why should we not rather try to get more and more from this world? Why should we try to get out of it, they say? Look at the wonderful improvements going on in the world every day. How much luxury is being manufactured for us? This is very enjoyable. Why should we go away and strive for something which is not like this? The answer is that, listen, the answer is that the world is impermanent and changing. And many times we have had the same enjoyments. How many times have you goddamn incarnated? You've been rich, you've been poor, you've been the R word, you've been a robber, you've been a killer, you've been the person that was killed, you've been all of it. All forms we are seeing now have been manifested again and again, and the world in which we live has been here many times before. I have been here and talked to you many times before. You will see that it must be so. And the very words that you have been listening to now, you have heard many times before, and many times more it will be the same. The souls were never different, only the bodies have been constantly dissolving and reoccurring. Secondly, these things occur periodically. Suppose you have 3 or 4 dice And when you throw them, one comes up 5, another 4, and another 3, and another 2. If you keep on throwing, there must come times when those very same numbers will reoccur. Go on throwing, and no matter how long may be the interval, those numbers must come again. It cannot be asserted when they will come again. Hold on. It cannot be asserted when they will come again. This is determined by the law of chance. So, with souls and their associations, however distant may be the periods, the same combinations and dissolutions will happen again and again. The same birth, eating and drinking, and then death come round again and again. Some never Some never find anything higher than the enjoyments of the world, but those who want to soar higher and find that these enjoyments are never final are only by the way. Every form, let us say, beginning from the little worm ending in man, is like one of the cars of the Ferris wheel. The car is in motion all the time, but the occupants change. A man gets into the car, moves the wheel, and comes out. The wheel goes on and on. A soul enters from one form, resides in it from time for a time, then leaves and goes into another and quits again and quits that again for a third. Thus it goes on till it comes out of the wheel and becomes free. Astonishing powers of reading the past and the future of a man's life have been known in every country, in every age. The explanation is that so long as the Atman is within the realm of causation, although its inherent freedom is not entirely lost and can assert itself, even to the extent of taking the soul out of causal chain, as it does in those men who become free, its actions are greatly influenced by the causal law and thus makes it possible for men possessed of the insight to trace the sequence of effects, to tell the past and the future. So long as there is desire or want, it is a sure sign that there is imperfection. Impurification. Listen, so long as is desire or want, it is a sure sign of impurification. A perfect free being cannot have any desire. What bro talking about the money? God cannot want anything. If he desired, he could not be a God. He would be imperfect. So all the talk about God desiring this and that and becoming angry and pleased by turns is baby's talk. It means nothing. Facts. Facts, Garden of Eden. Facts. Keeps the ego in check. Let's read this last highlighted line again. Let's read this last highlighted line again. Please hit that like button, y'all. Please subscribe to the email list if you want to get the chapter review. If you want to get the study guide and you want to get into the Discord. In the future, here soon, like really soon, I'm gonna talk with the folks in the Discord and we're gonna have like a live like seminar on this motherfucker. We're gonna have like a live conversational talk on this motherfucker. We're gonna have a live build. Let's build, brothers and sisters. We're gonna get on here live and build. But you will have to be a part of the Discord. But you know, we just can't be goddamn inviting anybody onto the goddamn live screen. We gotta know you ain't one of these motherfuckers that's gonna get on here and ask, you know what I'm saying, for investments. You know what I'm saying? So join that email list to get that Discord link sent to you. And if you just join an email list, you have to check your spam folders. Let's read this again. God cannot want anything. If he desired, he could not be a God. He would be imperfect. So all that talk about God's desiring this and that and becoming angry and pleased by turns is baby's talk. That is childish kitty talk. God ain't up there doing no shit like that. If God was up there. But anyway, it means nothing. Therefore, it has been taught by all teachers, desire nothing, give up all desires, and be perfectly satisfied. We on to the last page, y'all. That's going to be what we read next Sunday. The real and the apparent man. The apparent man is the one in manifest reality. The real one is the Atman or Brahman, pure unconditioned consciousness. That's what we're going to get into next week. Here's the last page. Let's see. A child comes into the world crawling and without teeth, and the old man goes out crawling and without teeth. The extremes are alike. The extremes are alike. Do y'all hear that? Like and unlike are the same. The extremes are alike. But the one has no experience of the life before him. So the first one has no experience of the life before him, while the other has gone through it all. When the vibrations of the ether are very low, we do not see light. There is darkness. When they are very high, the result is also darkness. Do y'all hear that? Ain't that the same shit that was broken down in that dark veil video we talked about? We got to understand that chaos or the unmanifest or the triple black darkness is actually light. It's just light that we cannot perceive. The darkness is light. Light comes from darkness. So niggas talking about dark side, evil, evil. That's not even true. Ain't nothing evil about the dark side. Nothing evil about it. In the pretense that they put it out. Let's read this again. When the vibrations of the ether are very low, we do not see light. There is darkness. When they are very high, the result is also darkness. So the higher your vibration, the darker you are. That makes sense because that's why you can't perceive chaos. That's why you can't perceive or know Brahman. It's vibrating too goddamn high. Consciousness is too high of a vibration for your mind to conceive it. So you have to go beyond the mind. You have to go beyond knowing. You have to go beyond Gnosis. You have to go beyond Jnana into pure being. The extremes generally appear to be the same, though one is as distant from the other as the poles. The wall has no desires, and neither the perfect man. But the wall is not sentient enough to desire, while the perfect man, there is nothing to desire. Let's read that again. The wall has no desires, and neither has the perfect man. But the wall is not sentient enough to desire, while for the perfect man, there is nothing to desire. See, the wall can't desire because it's not sentient. It doesn't even have the capacity to desire. While the man has the capacity to desire, but still there is nothing for the man, the perfect man, to desire, or the enlightened man to desire. There are idiots who have no desires in this world because their brains are imperfect. At the same time, the highest state is reached when we have no desire. See how he's showing you how there are two different ends of the pole, same pole, two different ends of the two different extremes of the same thing. There's idiots who have no desire as well. And at the same time, the highest state is reached when we have no desire. But the two are opposite poles of the same existence. One is near to animal, and the other is near to God. That is Brahman. That is you. That is the ultimate reality. Let's see. Let's turn this around. So that's the end of that chapter. If you are on the email list, you will be getting the what do we call it? The chapter review, which will have the link which will have the link for you to get into the Discord. Like I said, in the future here soon, future in the future when it gets here soon, we're gonna be bringing folks up on this month so we can have a group discussion, just a chit chat, just a bill on live. You never know what you might have to say may bring some realization to some other people. That's the way this shit works. All right, let's see. Okay, let's see here. Can anyone explain or show any evidence to prove God is real, and why should we punish, and why He punished His own Son to have save us and Adam and Eve with temptation if He loves us? We're not talking about that over here. We're not talking about that over here, John. We already talked about that. And matter of fact, he just read that in the last chapter. Matter of fact, let's read what he says. That's child's talk. God cannot want anything. If he desired, he could not be a God. He would be imperfect. So all this talk about God's desiring this and that and becoming angry and pleased by turns is baby's talk. It means nothing. This is the type of shit that we're on over here, John. I don't know if you're trolling or what. I wouldn't even. Now I would disagree, GT. You see what type of occult shit we on over here. I got this Holy Bible right over here. The principles are in there. The principles are in there. The principles. The principles are in there. Okay, John Watkins, my bad. But you gotta watch. It's a lot to go through. It's a lot to go through. See, that's a story. See, if you take here's the thing, John Watkins. If you take that story from the Bible literal, then you lost the way. That's not for everybody. We talk about over here, we talk about esoteric. That's the exoteric. That's for the common people. This over here, we study the occult. We don't even care if he walked the earth or not. Over here, John, on this particular channel, we don't even care if he walked or not. What's the principles that's being talked about? Here's how you know if there are principles. You will find them in all of the goddamn religions, all of the goddamn spiritual seed, all of the goddamn spiritual all of the spiritual teachings. The principles will remain true. All that other shit, you taking them as literal stories. I mean, you can if you want to, if that's your spiritual temperament. That's based off of your past life karma. What mental impression do you have? Some people have to come in and learn it from that level. We moving past that level. We going into to get the principles. My parents are from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. My parents are Baptists. Luminary says, look into the basis of Gnostic Christianity and see if the principles resonate with you. John, we are part of the universe. We're animals, war for survival. Okay. If you want to understand, that's what I'm trying to give you, John. The understanding here are the principles, the spiritual principles. If you want to understand why we are here, that's okay. Just like, okay, put it like this. Let's just say there is this God up there creating things and doing things, right? If there's this God up there doing things and creating things, you are the question why is you're never going to get that answer. You're just chasing your own tail, because the fact that you asking why means basically you're like, well, why is God doing this? Which means you insinuate that God shouldn't be doing nothing. So then you will be like, then think about human beings. Man, God lazy as hell. He ain't doing shit. We would complain about that as well. But guess what? Consciousness is not doing nothing. That's what we just got through talking about in this book. Brahman, or for lack of better terms, God is not doing nothing. Then at the same time is doing everything. That's the paradox of it. That's why I say this is not like entry level shit right here. This is some shit you have to get a little bit seasoned to grasp the understanding of this. Because it's paradoxical. And you're going to try to use your intellect. That's what we humans do. We try to use our intellect to get this understanding of something that's beyond intellect. It's not even just your perspective, John. You seeing it from a human perspective. So we're not even going to put the blame on you. You're seeing it from a human perspective of past conditioning. What's the sound of the one hand clapping? Perfect. Perfect, luminary. Perfect. What's the sound of the one hand clapping? So if I was you, John, and this is just me, you don't have to subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell so you get all the updates. Because we stay coming in on this type of shit. Etheric, man, you caught it at the end, bro. Caught it at the end. My guy. But you want to get into that level of understanding, right? If you want to get into that level of understanding, I'm telling you, we doing it over here. Because I'm demystifying all of that shit. I ain't with all the like hidden secrets behind the words, and then we giving it straightforward, direct. Just like how this book is giving it straightforward, direct, not all of that fluff. Not all of that fluff. We coming straightforward with the shit. Now, me, like you seen some of the homies in here say they threw the Bible away. Guess what? That's what I got. Matter of fact, let me show you. I got the Dark Side books, Night Side of Eden, clip off shit. Come on. I got the clip off shit, and guess what's right next to it? I got the Holy Bible. Why? At first, when I started off in the spiritual shit, I shitted on it. You know what I'm saying? It's all fake, it's all fluff, it's all bullshit. But now that I'm reading the real occult shit, like that real deal occult shit, you see the principles. So I'm not reading it to say if Abraham, Jacob, of Jesus existed. That don't mean shit to me. I don't give a fuck if they existed. What's the principles in this motherfucker? Can we find the principles? The principles are going to reign true through all civilizations, through all spiritual systems. I don't even think about Hitler. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think shit about Hitler because I'm talking about pure unconditioned consciousness. I'm talking about beyond all of that. Have it spoke on consciousness? That's a good question. And don't get me wrong, y'all. Like I'm not heavy on it on the Bible neither. Like you know what I'm saying. I got it for reference points, and just in case I want to read some shit. You know what I'm saying. Like on my Dark Veil Lifted video, right? Like I keep telling y'all, y'all need to go back and watch that. It needs to be watched, not because I want you to watch my video, but I'm telling you, I'm going through all the spiritual systems. I'm going through all the science. I'm going through all of that shit. If you don't find the answers and principles, that means it's not for you in this life. It's not for you. It's not for you. It's not for you. Then you need to stick with just traditional shit. If you're not figuring out, if you're not understanding that the answers are in the principle, because there's only one principle. It's always been one principle, and that's the cosmic P that we pushing over here. The story of Jesus is about consciousness. Yeah, okay, right, right. Okay, yeah, facts. That is right. That is right. And then I would even, we ain't got to go into that. Let's leave that way it said. Yes, everybody astral projects. That's what dreams are. Everybody astral projects. Oh, you didn't donate $11 to my super chat because I don't even have super chat yet. So whoever you gave that to, I'm sorry. Psychedelics are cool. All it does is put the mind. Listen, the mind. We're not talking about pure consciousness. Pure consciousness, you ain't doing nothing to it. You can't even perceive it. You can have a realization of it. That's about it. But you can't even perceive it and you can't even know it. That's why a lot of people can't get to this point. But yeah, that's what psychedelics do. It it modifies the mind. Let's see. What else? Jacob's what is the pic behind you about? That's Lord Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. The remover of obstacles. It's a energy, it's a principle of removal of obstacles that exists within you and everybody. All right? Dealing with the mind. It's the king of the elementals. Damn, too many comments coming through. Let's see. Jacob's ladder is a human spine. Jesus died and resurrected at 33. There's 33 vertebrae in the human body. There you go, right there. What Pokemon is on your wall in the background? Is that Slowpoke? Jesus Christ equals the God, Son of God, King, and everything. and the Lord of, he is the I am, and is what you would call pure consciousness. Who is Jesus? Okay. My theory is Jesus was an enlightened human being thrown into the holy book of religion of the era. I wouldn't even disagree with that, bro. Do you know Cookie Rum Kingdom? Nope. How do you get to that point? Hold up, Roman the Great, what you talking about? How do you get to that point? There are the sons and daughters of light and the sons and daughters of darkness that once lived peace as a nation. They both been replaced and are yet to unite. Removal of obstacles. Yeah, removal of obstacles. GT. That's what Lord Ganesh represents. Lord Ganesh represents using a certain level of intelligence. There's a story about him and Shiva. Now, these people did not exist. Shiva, right? What does Shiva represent? Shiva represents pure consciousness. Shakti represents pure energy, masculine and feminine, if you own that type of shit. But we talking about beyond all of that type of shit. And Shiva and Shakti, or Shiva and Parvati, have a son. And that son, well, Parvati had it on her own, but that son comes out as Lord Ganesh. And Shiva came back in return, and Lord Ganesh was blocking the entryway to get down to Shakti, which would represent the spine, the energy. And if Shiva represents consciousness, that means she's pure unconditioned consciousness trying to get in touch all the way down to the lower nature, the Kundalini Shakti, right? And so she was down in her dungeon bathing and doing that, and she made her son, Lord Ganesh, stand on watch. That time he had a human head, right? So she made him stand on watch. This is a metaphorical story. I'm telling you, it's about pure consciousness reaching down to the lowest part of the nature and rising back up. The Kundalini rising back up, right? So that pure consciousness, Shiva walked in, Lord Ganesh was blocking the door, blocking the entryway, right? Blocking the entryway down. Forget he was rocking the doorway. That's the heart. You're going to be dealing with the heart, the gateway. He was blocking that, sitting there, and Shiva couldn't get through, right? He made it hard for Shiva, pure consciousness, to reach through, which will be representing your body. Yo, pure, you ain't recognize that you are pure unconditioned consciousness, and it stops here. It stops here. It's not getting deep enough into your ass. Your ass not getting it. You still trying to see something, touch something, know something. You ain't getting it, and it's blocking it. So he's called the obstacle remover, but also the obstacle creator. And this is the way in the story that you get it, right? And finally, he going back and forth like, boy, you don't know who I am? I'm Shiva, but that's my wife. Get out my way. And this nigga would not move out the way. He on his duty, protecting his mama. Fuck that. Shiva cut his goddamn head off. Shakti come up running, scream, what you do to my son? This and this. Like, your son, hold up, how you have a son? We ain't had no son. What you got going on? This, and that. So she cried and cried and cried. And Shiva told his homies to go out. Remember, these are not real people. Gotta keep reminding people that. Told his people go out and grab the first animal head that you see. Take off the head of the first animal that you see and place it on this boy's body. So now he got an elephant head. But what do you think that means? You think he is a real person with an elephant head? No. What happened is the elephant represents something, represents a certain level of memory and intellect. There's another story about Shiva and Parvati and Lord Ganesha both of their sons. Their mama said, "Hey, we got a gift for the first person that can go around the universe and make it back. Go around the universe twice or go around the universe once and make it back." Oh, the other son like, okay, bet. So he took off. He left out the house and went all the way around the universe to come all the way back. Lord Ganesh was smart. The removal of obstacles. He used the intelligence that he had within him. And that obstacle was the challenge that they gave him. His daddy and mama are the universe. Shiva, pure consciousness, and Shakti, pure energy, they are the universe. So what does that tell you? All he did was walk around his mama and daddy. And they were like, hold up, you ain't do it. Like, yes, I did. Mama and daddy, you are the universe. They was like, damn, you right. Boom. Gave him the gift. That's what Lord Ganesh represents. That's why he also has that small mouse running around. Because sometimes you don't need to use the strength of an elephant to get through the obstacles. Sometimes you got to use a non-conventional way. And that's what that represents right there. He didn't have to go all the way around the universe. He didn't have to be all bravado and I'm super fast and I'm super powerful. Just use his smarts. That's what Lord Ganesh represents in a very short. Nope, I have not learned to levitate like the yogis, and I don't even care. I don't even care to levitate. In India, we have saints who are alive without water and food. Yeah, I know. They practice that. The water doesn't actually need water, food, just prana. So I believe it. Facts. Me too. Same with this. Same with this Shakti and Shiva nonsense. I don't know what M80 is talking about. A lot of things in religion are just dream-like content. Your brain can make things up and see them, and then you can tell people about them. Heaven is one of those things. Hell as well. I do not disagree with that. Heaven equals haven. The head. Hell equals hell equals hell. Okay. Heaven and hell are states of consciousness. I would even go further and say states of the mind. States of the mind. Heaven and hell are made up. So heaven and hell is in your mind. Yeah, yeah. Heaven and hell is in your mind. I'm going back reverse because I missed some shit. That's what's up, Anunnaki from Texas. This reminds me of Shiva in meditation. And the reason he's always in meditation, that's what I'm saying. Because that's why Shiva's in meditation, because he don't do shit. Consciousness does not do shit. I went through old videos and showed you from the Egyptian to all these, what's the name, to the God of the Bible. God ain't doing shit. It ain't doing shit. Why? Because that's a representation of pure consciousness or chaos. It's not doing shit. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. The divine feminine aspect is the door. Where if you get into the tree of life, what is it? It's Bina. Bina's doing all the creation of manifest reality. Or you get over here, it's Prakriti doing all the creation of manifest reality. You get over to Egypt, and before you disagree and keep talking about Maya equals balance and truthfulness and justice, I ran through it. I ran through all the pyramid text and the coffin text, which I know everybody ain't read. It don't matter. You can read it if you want to. It don't matter. It's not that I'm special that I read it. I just brought out a specific aspect that shows you Mayat, Prakriti, Maya, the illusion is the same. Mayat is the illusion, especially from the Ogdad Egyptian pantheon. It's breaking it down. And Noon, N-U-N or N-U, Noon is pure chaos, pure unconditioned chaos. The same as Brahman, the same as Atman. And then in the Holy Bible say God face moves across the dark. That dark was there first. And then the face of God had to come, which obviously these are mythologies. Damn, I'm missing some shit. Chad back in here. Okay. I'm missing so much shit. Okay. Let's start over here. Damn, so that makes so much sense to me. It seems like they are using story to portray slash pass down. That's it. That's it, GT. That's it. That's exactly it. It's only to pass down a message. It's only to pass down a message. Why? Let's get into why they do this. Why do they give us mythology? Why do they give us these stories? Because it's easier to pass down. Now, there's a front version of it. This is why we're in the occult. The occult studies the hidden meaning behind these things, the esoteric, the hidden meaning. Then you have the exoteric, which is what daily, everyday people get. So you got people who into this Hinduism shit, and they don't get into this level of this. This may be very disrespectful to them. See what I'm saying? So they have to give those stories to pass them down so this knowledge don't be forgot. Then you have people like us who come here and get to understanding the hidden meaning of it. And let's move all that mystical shit up out the way, that fluff and all that shit up out the way. That's what I like to do. Find the principles. Do you know any human stories? You're good with mythology. Oh, Hanuman stories. I know a little bit about Hanuman. And I know that is that really Vishnu incarnated or that Krishna really incarnated? I forgot. That's more accurate. Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you said. Go on, E. Still got the live. Oh, was a riot in Los Angeles for? Please explain. Well, this is we talking about pure consciousness on here, not no riots in L.A. I'm sorry, this ain't the channel. We don't do that type of shit. Yes, consciousness is not doing its straight being. It's just existence itself. There is a saying in India. His name is I can't say that. He is sitting at the same place for 20 years without food and water. He do worship Lord Shiva. See, and that's traditional. See, I'm not with the traditional, and I get it. You see what I'm saying? I understand what's going on. But see, this was happening at Advaita Vedanta. You don't have to go sit into meditation to realize pure unconditioned consciousness. I did a video, Dark Veil Lifted. At the end, we walked through an open eye meditation that helps you reach that level of trying to perceive the real you, which is called pure unconditioned consciousness. We walk through all layers of our existence. We walk through the pranamaya kosha, the anamaya kosha, the vijnanamaya kosha. We walk through all the sheaths, all the veils, all the way back to pure unconditioned consciousness. And we also broke down the waking, the dreaming, and the deep sleep state. We went through all of that. We went through all the five senses, the seer and the seen. The seer cannot be the seen. Okay, see, there we go. Kaluminary said it. The seen and unseen, the physical and the metaphysical, the obvious and the up. Okay. What's happening here? Yeah, a lot is happening over here, buddy. Lots happening over here. Y'all got any questions, man? What if these people are high and wrote this? Shit. I'll get high and write this shit too. So what's the problem? Talk to me, Garden of Eden. What's the question? Let's see if I can move this shit over here. My phone about to go dead. Damn. Since people want to see lower conditioner back, we can still do it. Run it like that. Talk to me. This season of all desire, that is something you have. Is that something you have experienced personally? So this is what I would tell you. I really don't put out my personal shit out there. This is something I would tell you. My desire for things have drastically dwindled. That's what I can tell you. They have drastically dwindled. Now that doesn't mean I don't want um another apartment. That doesn't mean I don't want another pair of socks. See, we have to make this reality, and this is what I'm doing. So with my videos, see, we just reading right now, but with my videos, what I'm trying to do, let's make this practical for people in America. You see what I'm saying? So because we don't live in India, you see what I'm saying? We have to be able to bridge this shit. That's what I'm trying to do, bridge this shit over here, and more shit will be coming. But what I'm trying to do is bridge this shit. We live in America. We can't go live in the Himalayan mountains or the forest. The government gonna lock your ass up. They done took control of that property. You can't go live and detach yourself completely like that. You can go live and be poor. I guess you can. Guess you can go live up under a bridge and beg for your food, because that's what those people do. That's what those enlightened beings did. They were called wandering monks. All they did was beg for their food. We don't really have that. What's the name here? Y'all ass fucking around, get kidnapped and organ trafficked over here in America. They respect that shit over there in India. Over here, ain't no respect for that. You see what I'm saying? So, but there are ways of detachment from these what's the name desires. That's what they talk about karma yoga. Start doing selfless actions. Figure out why you do selfish actions and start doing selfless actions. I do it on a daily. I see a homeless person. He asks me to get him some cigarettes or a beer. I don't give a fuck. I can't judge him because I don't smoke. I don't smoke cigarettes and I don't drink beer. That don't got nothing to do with me. See what I'm saying? We try to do righteous actions because what make us feel good. Oh, I just gave some man some money so he can go buy him a pair of shoes. So he can buy him another shirt. That make you feel good. But what makes him feel good? Because he's still Brahmin. He's still God. He asking you for $2.50 to goddamn get a square. Get that man 250. Don't have no intention behind it. It ain't got nothing to do with you. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Selfless actions. Pure devotional actions. If you know you are Brahman, if you know a God, how devoted are you to understanding that you are that? How devoted are you to understanding that everyone that you see is that? How much time do you take and spend and learn and study and self-reflect? When you self-reflecting, that's devoting your time to God. So that's karma yoga. And then you have Raja yoga, where you can sit, close your eyes, and shut the outside world out and focus on being pure awareness itself. I just gave you multiple levels of practice on how to live your life in today's day. So when you at work, you need to understand you need to move like that. When you paying your bills, you need to move like that. Jnana yoga, this is the yoga of knowledge, the knowledge of self, studying up on the knowledge of self and still doing that self-reflecting, constantly checking yourself. You can do this every fucking day. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to sit and meditate and hope to get an experience of pure unconditioned consciousness. Why? Because it's out here. It's here. It's in existence. This is the pure existence. Everything is existing inside of pure unconditioned consciousness. So when you living like that, guess what? You are already detached. You are detached because you know you are Brahman. And what is Brahman ultimately? Not attached to nothing. It's projecting everything. You are not the doer. Nature is the doer. This is the movie. Your outside reality, including your body and your mind, that is the movie. The movie is doing. You sitting inside the movie theater watching it, but but you thinking that you are that motherfucker on the screen. So sorry, I'm missing a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, I don't know what y'all talking about. Do you know my last name is Hardy? Yep. What percent? Okay, now I'm missing some shit. In your waking daily life. Okay, yeah, I already answered that. What percent of people in a community need to be enlightened to knowledge of self to make a difference in the quality of the community? That's a good ass question, bro. I couldn't give you a percentage. If I sit here and gave a percentage, luminary, I'd be lying. That'd be some shit just made up in my mind. All I know is if it's you, you gonna influence the next motherfucker. That's all I know. This is one, like, is one enough, or we got to get like 50% laws, 50% laws, and public art and food is different. Damn, luminary, I don't understand that sentence, bro. Like, is one enough, or if we get to like 50%, laws and public art and food is different. Damn, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I don't understand. But as a whole, I see manifest reality moving towards that. I see the world moving towards that one. Because what we talking about here is a non-dual system. It's only one. It's always ever been one. One pure unconditioned consciousness. Some people want to call it God, but I don't think God serves the right purpose for what we're trying to describe here. Because if we talking about generator, operator, destroyer, that's Brahman, what they call pure unconditioned consciousness, outside of Maya. Let me show you something. I will be giving this breakdown. Hold up, man. Let me move that shit out the way. I'll be giving this breakdown on one of my videos here soon. Here's consciousness, pure unconditioned consciousness. Ultimately, this whole page is consciousness, but we have to make a separation to show you. And that's what the mind does. We have to make separations. We have to give descriptions of something that's really undescriptive. You can't really describe it. So any description that any spiritual system is going to give you is not doing it any justice. But here's consciousness. Outside of consciousness is projecting everything else. But consciousness comes along with Maya. Now, Maya technically is the same as consciousness. Like this is fire and this is heat. Maya is heat. So this is Maya. This is the balance. This is Prakriti. This is Bina. Right? This is the causal state. So pure unconditioned consciousness here. And then after that, you get Maya. Then after Maya, you get the what they call the sheaths, the pranamaya kosha, the which is the vital body, the vital energy, the breath, right? Then you get the physical body first, then you get to the pranamaya kosha, which is the energetic body, right? Y'all know what prana is, right? The life force energy, right? Then you get the mind body, then you get the intellectual body. All of those exist. Those are the subtle bodies, right? So out of those subtle bodies, you get the physical body. And then you get the rest of manifest reality, trees, mountains, dogs, cats, all of that shit. All of that shit is projected from here to over here, going through states. Now, I was saying that for a reason. I don't remember why. Let me see. Oh, we all just don't remember that yet. Okay. It seems like you're Buddhist. I'm nothing. I'm not a Buddhist. I'm nothing. And then yet I'm everything at the same time. I am this over here. Pure consciousness, projecting all of this. There's your Buddhist. There's a Buddhist. I'm all the way over here, projecting that shit. Everybody wishes they were me, irritating, whatever. What do you think about Doom being the next Marvel villain? Don't think about it at all, buddy. Studying this material, studying this material space becomes an illusion, and your understanding gets wider and wider. No enemies and no blockages. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. I'm missing a lot of comments. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, I see Cotton Puzzle say the bridge Hanuman and his army of monkeys built to rescue Sita. Oh, okay, okay. The more the theory says, the more abundant we are, the more opportunities to give presents. To to give presents themselves. Facts. Great stuff. Seriously, I'm just constantly nodding. You said that's exactly what a Buddhist would say. See, and then now if we're going into Buddhist, don't worry. I'm on that too. Right now, this is the Dzogchen Buddhists. The Dzogchen. The Dzogchen, the Tibetan Buddhists. We on that Dzogchen shit too. We on that shit too. It's still saying the same shit. Still saying the same shit. Principles gonna reign true everywhere. Theory said nothingness. That was deep. Explain his image again if you can. So, oh, I'm gonna do a video on it. So don't even worry. I know you gonna catch it, Luminaire. But here's pure consciousness. Literally, we only drawing this over here like the sun just to give a depiction of it. But literally, the whole page would be it. The whole page. So all of this that I'm about to describe is actually on the inside of this. All of this over here is actually on the inside of this. Now, the perfect way to understand this is the dream. When you go to sleep and go into your dream, what is projecting the tables, chairs, the trees, the people in your dream? The mind is projecting it. So it only exists within the mind, just like the whole existence that we can ever think of. Every planet, every dimension, every star seed, every person we hate, every person we love only exists inside of consciousness, just like in your dream. When you dream about the people you hate, you love, the food you hate, you love, you can fly in that motherfucker, do all of that shit. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that's happening with consciousness. Consciousness is projecting it. So here's your mind inside the dream state. Now, what is the dream state itself? Not what's going on in the dream, what you're experiencing in the dream. The dream state as a thing would be Maya. It's the causal plane. So you got the mind and the dream state, Maya, the causal body or the causal plane. And through that, you get the subtle body. All right, you can say the etheric body, the astral body, the mental body, the causal. You know what I'm saying? All of that. And then, so you get the subtle body, the mental, the mind, the intellect, and the prana. Right? So the mind, intellect, and the prana, obviously, all of that is what? Come out of Akasha. That comes out of Akasha. That comes out of ether. That's carved out of ether. And then what did we just read it? All of that is placed where? Into the body. Now you have a body. Now you have a personality. Now you have this person that you think you are. And obviously, we got the physical world on the outside of that, right? You identifying as that, but really you all of this, and then truly you that. But you moving as that. So we got the dogs, cats, bees, and birds, and all of that. Really, you are pure unconditioned consciousness projected through Maya, projected through Mayat. If you Egyptian, it's projected through Mayat. Mayat is the foundation. Maya, the illusion that everybody hates, the matrix that everybody hates, is projecting pure unconditioned consciousness, because God, a pure unconditioned consciousness, does nothing. It imagines, just like in your mind, just like you can't dream. I mean, just like you can't fly in real life. You imagine it in your mind. And that makes it possible. The same way, Maya makes all of this possible. But it's not really happening when you daydreaming, when you're dreaming. No, you laying in your goddamn bed with that hole in your sock. It's not really happening in this reality. It's happening in another one. So when you wake up from that reality, you don't say, oh my God, that was real. No, like, oh my God, that was a dream. It's the same shit here. You just identifying as the person in your dream. But you are the person projecting that person in the dream. Guess what? You're projecting your mama in your dream, your sister in your dream. And that same thing is happening in this reality. You projecting me in your dream. Hey man, let's see. All right. My phone is about to die. Great live streams. Thanks for the time. Appreciate you for being here, bro. Appreciate you. Hare Krishna. Okay. Do you know Advaita? Do you know Advaita Vedanta? You are saying exact words. Yeah, bro. That's what we teaching. That's what we've been teaching. That's what we've been reading. Yeah. We just read the book from Swami Vivekananda, Gyan Yoga. So yeah. Are you good enough in heaven? Ever lusted or hated one before? Ever lied or stolen? I have not lied, I have not hated, I have not stolen, because I am pure, unconditioned consciousness. Sounds like foolishness? Right. Jesus is the only way? Right. What years is broadcast from? I don't know. Coop, Coop says, reality can serve as points of reference, but only subjective meaning connects them and creates walls. There are no walls, only conscious experience. That's it. See? They're getting it. They're getting it. That's it, bro. Clark Kent said, we broke God's laws, but Jesus paid our fine. Turn or burn. The year in Earth doesn't exist anymore. The people of Earth destroyed it. Okay. It started inside and making dreams come true. Means manifesting what comes from the inside. Okay. I steal my wife money to gamble, sir. That's great, bro. Luminary put that mirror up. That's it. Um, he said, I'm not wearing any socks in the 12th dimension. Well, hey, Chicos, I said some same shit like that. You can use that shit in court. Like, you got to use that shit in court. That's some fast shit. I'm not the body. I'm not the mind. I didn't do it. Who's your favorite rapper? My favorite rapper is Rice Savage. You are right. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time for showing up. Bro, stop the capping. You ain't thug. No, I'm not young thug. It wasn't me, Judge. I'm pure consciousness. Facts. All right, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all who got some questions. Serious questions, because I know everybody gonna come. I know people gonna come trolling. We got some questions. Maya made me do it. I wasn't the one doing it. Maya doing it. Maya does all the doing. I do nothing. If you was a cold motherfucker, you can do it. Appreciate that, Ray. Appreciate that. Appreciate you for subscribing, bro. That means a lot. That means a lot. There is only one reality, Brahman, and everything else is a manifestation of it. Facts, Jason. Hopefully you subscribe, Jason, because that's what we pushing over here. That's what we pushing over here. This is what we pushing. Hold up. Cosmic P. That's what we pushing. The cosmic principle. What's the ultimate principle of reality? What's the substratum of reality? What's the ground of reality? Pure consciousness. Pure consciousness. That's it. So they said, you look like P. Diddy. Like my boy Theory just says, capital P. This is the cosmic principle that we pushing over here. We are pure unconditioned consciousness. Everything exists within consciousness. There's nothing that exists outside of consciousness. Don't look like nobody got no questions. That's cool. If you have subscribed today, I really appreciate you showing up, being there. Hold up. I really appreciate y'all showing up, being here for the book read. Next week we going in again on Sunday. Maybe I have. Hopefully y'all have hit that link in the chat to subscribe to the email list, and we can get you set up inside of the Discord group. You look like a basketball player from the Lakers. Well, I don't got the basketball player from the Lakers money. So, oh yeah, To. Okay, I got you. Hey To, just DM me on IG. Oh, but you subscribe to the email list, so I should be able to send it to you. Jason said, "Sub done, bro. Really good content. Signing off. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. What do you think about the big picture, the reason for consciousness?" I answered that earlier because the fact that you asked what's the reason for consciousness already is giving you the answer that you don't even want that answer, because you ain't gonna get no answer and a reason why. Why would God do anything? It's just like saying why don't God not do nothing? Then we'll complain about like why God ain't doing nothing? He lazy. You see what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't make a difference. The why that we got, the why that we got is just to get back to where we come from. No. You good. You good, Ray. The why that we got is for liberation now. That's gonna be the best thing we're gonna get because we insinuating that there's a why, which means, I mean, yeah, you already said, yeah, you're right. So the why really don't matter. I thought the same thing, I still like why? Like shit, ain't shit else to do besides treat yourself and act like you not pure unconditioned consciousness, just so you can have an experience. And why not experience everything in every aspect? Why not experience everything as a killer, a robber, a butcher, a candlestick maker, a YouTuber, a Pornhub filmer? Like, why not? Why would God not experience everything? I've always felt that the universe is consciousness, that the stars and our planet actually live in conscious. We just haven't defined consciousness to its full extent. And that's what we're doing over here. Actually, if you want to study Advaita Vedanta, it's going to give it to you. It's already figured out. It's already figured out. Now, science is not going to get it, and it's going to confuse us and tell us that we become conscious and unconscious. It's going to tell you that consciousness rises and drops, and that's not the case. That's not the case. Advaita Vedanta goes into that heavy. The Brahma Sutras go into that heavy. Here's a gem for you. Oh shit. Let's take that off then. That's it right there. Gyan Yoga, the book that we've been reading today, is telling you it's getting down to consciousness. I don't think he said it in here yet, but that's it, Robin. I believe that consciousness is actually the foundation of the material world to be in existence. Facts. That's it. Nothing else exists. Bhagavad Gita tells you that, especially chapter 13, the knower and the knower in the field. Bhagavad Gita tells you that. Raul's from India. Namaste, namaste. Appreciate you, Raul. Science will never be able to explain everything because not everything is physical. That's it. That's what I did in my Dark Veil Lifted video. So if you just subscribe, please go to that home page and add the Dark Veil Lifted video to your watch later list. I went through all occult shit. I went through all spiritual systems. I went through all science. And why? Because they tried to make everything quantifiable. Consciousness cannot be quantified. You cannot measure consciousness. So do you believe in a Christ? I haven't even asked myself that question in a long time. Of course, we ran around Christ consciousness, Christ consciousness, Christ consciousness. I guess you could say the Christ consciousness shit is still what it is, but like as in one person coming back being Christ. No, I believe like you're the only illuminator of your soul, the human mind. When I say you, I mean the mind. The mind is the illuminator, and only thing it's illuminating is removing the sheaths off of you. It's removing the coverings. It's removing the veils. You put in this work to remove the veils to see ultimately, oh, I am Brahman. Oh, I am consciousness. That's all it is. But I believe there's a time and a state that we are going through right now that's leading everybody back to that realization. Now, I don't, anthro, anthro, I can't talk, bro. I talk with my tongue, Robin, so I can't say that. But no, I don't study it. I don't study it. Our own experience. Facts. Our own experience. She's another law of one. Facts. Ooh, ooh, ah. With this Advaita Vedanta, you get to see the scaffolding behind reality. That's why I fuck with it. Ain't shit fucking with that Advaita Vedanta to me. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you got the Dzogchen. I done tapped in a little bit into it. You know what I'm saying? It's leading to the same thing. Then you got the Sufis. They tap into the same type shit. But obviously, if you go through every culture, they're gonna say something kind of like different. Like that's why when you get to the occult, they call it chaos. And I went through that in my video when I exposed all the, even not even exposed, but revealed what the great occultists were talking about when they talked about chaos. So in the occult, instead of saying consciousness, they say chaos. Now they still use the terminology consciousness, but when you get the triple black darkness, Ain Sof and Ain Sofar, you understand, oh, what they're actually describing by the description is the same thing that Vedanta is calling consciousness. That's why I say you have to pay attention to the principle and get the definition of what they're saying. Because me personally, I say the soul is that which is infinite. Another system may say the spirit is that which is infinite, and it's vice versa. So another system say the soul is it lives after death, but it eventually dwindles and dies off, and then the spirit lives forever. Then some say the soul lives forever, and the spirit dwindles off. You see what I'm saying? But you don't need to get caught up in that. All you need to get caught up in is understanding what they're talking about. So you can choose if you want to say the spirit is infinite. But me personally, I like to give a description. When I say soul, I'm talking about that which is infinite and does not die. The Atman or Brahman. That's what I use for the determination of soul. Probably because I came up growing and listening to Bobby Hemmett and probably like the Christian shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we all come from some background. So I say the soul is that which is infinite. Some people can say the spirit, and that's fine because we're talking about the same thing. There's no need to argue between what words that people are using. Every culture falling into Lucifer lies. Repent and believe in Jesus Christ, thy Son of God. Okay. And Taoism calls it the one. Every spiritual system has a symbol for unconditional consciousness because the Godhead of all systems are one. And that's what we got right back there. You see that? That's their own. That's their own. Krishna even says that in the Bhagavad Gita, I am the own. Your perception, right? Perception. It's all about perception. You got to raise up your level of perception. Don Tree, damn, bro, you came at the end, bro. I'm literally finna get up off this motherfucker. People showed up today, though. People showed up today, and hopefully for those new subscribers, you get to tap into some other videos and see, you know what I'm saying, what we talking about over here. Check out, the live stream. When you go to my page, click on live. I do majority of my videos a live stream. I like the interaction with everybody that live stream. So if we this is where we have a community of people talking, chit chatting, and like I said, here in the future we finna have like people like I'm gonna have my boy Don Tree on here. Coop want to get on here and chop it up. We gonna do like a group session on live stream, and we just gonna chop it up all goddamn night. We'll find a date where majority of people can link, but it's gonna only be the people that's in the Discord group. To get in the Discord group, you need to join the email list. When you join the email list, you'll get a study guide for tonight's reading. And for tonight's reading, you will get the email, and it'll have all 4 of my social medias on there. Then you'll see that little image for the Discord right there, and you click on that, and it'll let you join the Discord. If not, hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is in the description, or my Instagram is here. For those who don't know. Damn. My Instagram is one no way pop. One NOW, the number one NOWAYPOP. The number one NAWOYPOP. All one word. I had 50 kids in my basement. Ethereum said, "You're going to jail." Robin says, Bashar talks about things you talk about that you can't stop existing of death. Who was Bashar? Bashar. Who was that? I had to study till 16 for my martial arts back in the day. Okay. Who's Bashar? He said he was in jail 50 times. Oh, so what the discussion would be about? The glowing. Oh, you talking about like when we jump on the live? When we jump on the live? Oh, Bashar, the white dude, bald head. Yeah, he tapped in. I fuck with it. Now, I haven't watched long form content. Of him, but yeah, no. He know exactly what, from what I've seen, he know exactly what it is. From what I've seen. Yeah, yeah. Bald head white dude. I didn't share a couple of his content plenty of times. He's straight challenging, that's a fact. But now we'll see what the topic gonna be. If you in the Discord group, we'll see what the topic gonna be. Yeah, now saying, well, yeah, I feel you though, Robin. I feel you. But now we'll see what the topic gonna be. We ain't just gonna go willy nilly. We'll start it off with a topic. I'll probably come up with a topic, then we just all build on that, y'all. So there in the description, let me see. In the description, you should also get. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, in the description, you also got the email list. It's already right there. It's already right there. Keep on talking about fallen angels and evil this and evil that. Evil is not even real. Like, so like a freedom conversation. Free form, yeah. 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be free form. Yeah, I ain't just gonna like, hey, we only talking about this. No. We're gonna probably pop off a topic, and the beautiful thing about these spiritual conversations, it can go anywhere. You see what I'm saying? You may hop on there and say something that helps somebody else on the other side of the world. So join that Discord by hitting that email list. And I appreciate y'all. I'm finna get up out of here. Much love to everybody that knew that showed up and everybody that always continually show up. As always, remember, no obstacles will apprehend you. Prosper over pain. Why? Because obstacles don't exist. There are opportunities for you to prosper over the pain. They're only opportunities for you to come into realization that the true self, the real thing that you are is not this person, it's pure unconditioned consciousness. You are that. You are what gives life, existence to everything in existence. You are that. Tamasi. Holla.